Hello, everybody. How are we doing today? Hello, hello, hello. You all feeling good? Welcome to the stream. I had no idea that earlier today was Masters Coliseum, so I had real life stuff planned. Yeah, I had real life stuff planned because I thought Masters Coliseum was every Saturday and Sunday, but apparently this week it was Friday and Saturday. If someone would have told me that, that would have been lovely. Unfortunately, it's not meant to be, so yeah, I had no idea that we were going live a little bit. We should have been live a bit earlier today, guys, so apologies on that one. But we are here. Hello, hello, hello. How are we doing? We're going to cast some big brain bouts. This tournament is probably, so it's an open cup. It's $1,000. A lot of people are playing. Roddy always encourages anyone and everyone to come and play, and obviously Roddy has quite some reach, so there's a lot of people playing. I'm not going to cover the whole tournament because a double elimination tournament of this size is going to take 8+ hours. And I also have some sponsored content I have to do today, so I'm very likely going to be here for like 5 hours and then do some sponsored content. Is probably what we're going to do. So yeah. So yeah, that's what that is what I think we're going to do. Like I say, about 5 hours. We'll see where we're at in the bracket. We'll see what the games are like and so on, but there's going to be a point where we definitely step away from the tournament, most likely before it's done. If it does go surprisingly quickly, then sure. But I'm not sure that's going to be the case. Like I said, I'm pretty sure this is going to be one of those, one of these longer days of SC2. That's okay, like I said, yeah. You don't have to do the whole thing. There's nothing binding us to that. We just show up and we cast some games. Roddy invited us to come and join for some fun. So we will do, like I say, exactly that. And yeah, that's gonna be what we jump into. That's how we do things, guys. So gonna be getting started here hopefully very soon. Just waiting on the I think the bracket just went live. I'm kind of in the mood of just casting literally anything we can get our hands on, so I'm not like feeling as though we should be particularly picky or anything. I think we should probably just go. We'll just kind of take a lobby and just kind of follow people around for the start and then see what that leads us to. Something along those lines. Yo, Terranzoid, thank you so much for the €5 over on the YouTube Super Chat. Appreciate it. Thank you very much indeed. Hope you're doing great. Thank you so much. Amazing. All right, so yes, we will just wait for the bracket to be set and determined, and we'll just go from there, guys. TLDR. Yo, what's up, Salita V? How you doing? Thank you so much for the 14-month resub on the Prime as well. Bracket got a little bit smaller with check-ins being processed. Nikara ROM's kind of fun. Honestly, I feel like kind of hard to go wrong with picking a matchup because they're all just decent. Yeah, kind of hard to go wrong with picking a matchup, to be honest. We'll just take whatever we can get involved in, guys. We'll just take whatever match kind of shows up. Yeah, let's just do that. I say, I'm not here to overcomplicate things today or anything. So, yeah, we're just going to be chilling a little bit. I'm not the admin, so I also get to just chill and, like I say, focus on getting to cast some games rather than stressing out and everything. So, yeah, we're just gonna chill, cast a few games, like I say, probably like 5 hours or so. We'll see where we're at there. And, yeah. Cool. Alright. I have to have the bracket open over on this screen because challenge is bugging my PC out for some reason. Actually, I honestly think I'm gonna just hop to Europe and see if anyone's online there. It's freaking hectic in the American server, but I feel like some of the guys will be hopping to Europe to play, and we'll probably be able to find a match there, so we'll do that. We'll try and find something. What's up, Rexo? How you doing, mate? Thanks so much for the 12-month resub. Appreciate it. I kind of want to go Nikara Rom. That match for some reason stands out to me more so than the others. Was it pre-recorded on the 25th December or live? Pre-recorded. The whole point of the Christmas Day games is that I pre-record them so that I can go and do Christmas stuff and you guys can watch StarCraft. Yes. Yeah, the Christmas Day games are always pre-recorded. We've done that for 4 years now. It's the only time all year where we pre-record things. I guess it just kind of works. Yeah, we're getting a couple people asking questions. Like I said, I kind of feel like Nikara Rom might be fun. Yeah, let's try and go for that one. I mean, no issues if we end up elsewhere, but I think it's a decent place to look at initially. Cool. Merry Christmas, Rexto. Hope you're doing well, mate. Thank you so much. So yeah, we're just gonna chill and hang about, guys. Lovely. We're gonna get an invite, in fact, so never mind hanging about. We're gonna be able to get going. Perfect. So Nikara versus Rom for the first round. Rom is a Protoss player, also in the GM leagues. You might notice Nikara's name. He's someone that we cast a fair amount, plays in some of our tournaments too. Rom, I believe, is a French player. Has always been kind of there as someone who can challenge a little bit. I believe got to the edge of a DreamHack regional at some point, or like a WCS Challenge League, something along those lines. Like I say, a player I recognize, definitely haven't cast him in a long time. I thought it would just be kind of a fun one to start up on. So let's get in. Again, this is going to be a very casual cast today, guys. Super chilled out, super just hanging about. I can't believe that I missed Masters Coliseum earlier. Yeah, so me and Helen went out with Ellie today. We went on a wander and a journey. So we drive out to where we're going to, and I get out of the car, and I pick up my phone just as I'm getting out, because I had it up, the directions on or whatever. And as I look at it, I see the Discord ping up, and someone's like, hey, please, we need a link for the stream today. And I'm like, you're not going to get a link for the stream today. You're like 24 hours early. And then I looked, and I was like, oh, no, apparently the tournament is just today, and it's not tomorrow and Sunday, it's today and tomorrow. And I was just like, well, isn't that great to know? Like I say, good to know the original schedule they sent me. I even double checked. The original schedule they sent me was 100% Saturday and Sunday. What I want to know is how come everyone else gets the memo? How come everyone else always gets the memo that the days have changed apart from me? How come I'm always the one that never has the memo? This happens repeatedly. I swear down. This happens all of the time where like everyone else has been told or has figured out, and I'm just like, I completely believe in the initial dates I'm given. Aye. We're just gonna come up here. Barracks coming through as we get settled down. Cybercore Pro all coming through. People in the factory coming through. Probe. I went for a little bit of a poke around this spot, not much to see. I mean, I guess we saw double gas, so we know that it's going to be a factory early opening from Nikara. Factory about to finish. Just going to see the CC coming up. The factory is about to complete here and just going to get going. As we just have ourselves the Adept and the Nexus and the Warp Gate continue to come online. The Reaper going to start poking around for some potential damage and also information gathering as well, so let's see how well we can do here. Adept going to shade, just going to be seeing the Reaper still moving about. Adept going to get one shot off, and the Reaper will just take a couple of hits. 2 more Reapers and a Hellion continue to come through as well, so all of that is still underway here for the moment as Reaper is going to retreat all the way back up to the top side. Yeah, commands are coming through, Starport and Hellions and Reapers all on the way in, so just kind of, again, a good amount of tech being brought up here for the moment. Quite a lot of Reaper Hellions. So Nikara definitely going to have some aggressive opportunities as he presses forwards in these early stages, heading down to the bottom side as the Reapers and the Hellions together will move toward the natural. It's just going to come straight across here and move straight on in. Twilight Council is going to be on the way up. Probes and the Warp Gate continue to come by as well. These units are just going to break through, and that is not going to be good enough of a wall. Now you've got the question mark of whether or not we can actually see these Reapers and Hellions getting in towards the mineral line. I think we will, as probes are going to start dropping here. Nikara is going to hit and hit hard to start off the day. Rom's just going to type GG, and Nikara will take game number 1. Alright guys, give me a moment. I'm going to have to take my hoodie off because it's just freaking hot in this room. Give me a sec. Absolutely roasting. As we get to Ultra Love for game number 2. So, we'll go through this. Like I said, I'm not sure where we're going to continue to go as the day goes on or what matches we'll cover, but we'll just see what happens. We'll make a day of it. Going game. Alright, bottom left hand side with some Reaper and Hellion. Gonna see some success. This is gonna be Nikara. As in the top right, our blue Protoss player is going to be Rom. Let's get Gateway coming through. Probe is going to drop and move out onto the map here, so just going to get across to the other side. Take a few moments there and get ourselves settled in. And as we see what's going to happen for a few moments here, like I say, see if Rom can get into some trouble, because obviously last game he didn't even really get to play. The Reaper Hellion shows up, his wall's not there. The units get busted down and were broken into very quickly. Let's see if you're going to get there. Probe gets pushed away. So the Probe shows up. STV. Gonna come around. There's the Cybercore and the Nexus coming across. Oh, Stimulator coming through. Pylon coming in. And the Probe gets chased away. And now our Reaper going to come onto the map. It's going to head towards the upper right-hand side of the map as we go to see what is going on. Is it 1-0? It is. Nick racked up a game, guys. My apologies. Just forgot to update it. You guys know what I'm like. The Reaper hops in. The Adept's going to come around. It's just going to be seeing the Adept continuing after the Reaper. The Probe's there. For them in the simulator is not exactly ideal. So a little bit of a mistake on that. And just something to be fixed right from the get-go. You see how Reaper going to move back over. I'm just going to be having the Twilight Council on the way, the Nexus coming online, Stalker and the Warp Gate continue to build up here as well. So we get all of that going for the moment. Reaper continues back around into the middle, and again a couple of barracks coming up and online, the Engineering Bay and the Reactor coming through as well. Dead will shoot, Reaper gets chased. Again, 2 more barracks and the Engineering Bay coming online here from Nikara, so getting set up into that bio play in a pretty good manner. Looking good so far, as our 2 extra probes will produce on in. And this time with Marines in production, we are not going to be seeing that Reaper Hellion aggression that we saw last game, so Rom should at least get to see a little bit of a deeper stage of the game here, rather than just getting Reaper Hellion to death in the first moments. Nikara wants a probe, probably could have had that probe, I think, actually. There's a realistic way where you just target that down and it actually does drop, so I think that's maybe a slightly missed opportunity. But on the Underworld, and Stalker's actually going to get the Reaper. Nikarak's mistake for stopping there in the end, obviously a little unnecessary. A little mistake being made. I'm just going to be having again the Blink coming online, Stimpack and +1 coming through as well. So that +1. Stimpack, Blink, Robo Facility, a couple probes, all of that continue to come out here for the moment. So all of that's still just coming through. Again, our upgrades continue to come about. For now, and they've got themselves some Protoss units. Some Stalkers going to get themselves going off in the other direction as well, so away they go. Just for now, it's going to be seeing the Marines and Marauders, the Stimpack Combat Shield and +1. All of that continues to come on through here. The factory coming up, the depot coming down. Marine Marauder still on the way in as well. As our Stalkers get turned pretty immediately. Charge still coming online, again with all the upgrades coming through from Nikara there coming in. The factory is going to start up as well. I'm just going to have those Stalkers sitting down on that low ground waiting for their chance to maybe step forward and to make something a little bit more impactful happen here in the next few moments. Fire's actually going to step down and it's going to go chasing. One of the Stalkers has to blink away immediately. Stalker coming over again, the Charge and the Immortal coming up, extra gates in the Forge coming through, the batteries coming online as well. And those Stalkers just going to keep moving across, just going to be getting all the way back up toward the top. Now we've got the bio coming over too here. It's going to come stemming in, and then the Stalker's going to have to step away immediately. I think Gazelle warping in alongside that as well. And there's a lot of bio here from Nikara. He's going to step towards that third base, forces you to chase up this ramp after him, which isn't fun. Now immediately as you come up here, we lose the Sentry with the Guardian Shield on it. The Immortal goes down. And there's a lot of Marauders left to keep hitting those Stalkers. We're going to stim again. He looks like he wants this Nexus. He's put a lot of work onto it. By this point, I think he's going to commit to the Nexus, and it looks as though Nikara will get it. So, the start of this game continues to go well for Russian Protoss, who is going to be seeing all of his units cleaned. Russian Terrans, so he cleans out all of these units, loses everything, but then Rom coming across the map is basically like, oh, I must do some work here, because if you don't do anything, you just lost your third base. So, clearly, you're going to be in trouble if you don't do anything else. That's definitely going to be a problem in the nearby future, so yes, expecting that to be a thing very shortly as the Stalkers come over as well. And yeah, Marine Marauder, Medevac, +1 armor, all continuing up. The Stalker's still chilling, the CC coming online, a couple of additional barracks will go down too, and all of this will get, do you believe, settled? I mean, I guess, yeah, you're just going to be very happy here as Nikara to have knocked down that, that third base. That really does slow the Protoss down in a significant way, so that does a lot for you. Arfire here is going to chase for one Stalker. That Stalker going down already. Again, +1 attack, the Prism, the 2 gateways, and the Robo Bay all coming up and online as well. Next is still coming online. That's part of that as well. Fire still moving up the center. Again, a few Stalkers get turned away. Robo Bay going to finish very shortly. Battery coming through. The Armory and the Engineering Bay coming online so that we can go into 2-2 upgrades from Nikara, whose upgrades already looking fantastic. Nikara in general is just kind of on a bit of a streak already at the start of this game, and looking good now as he takes presence outside the natural of his opponent. Does not push up the ramp, does not get over-eager. I think a very responsible little position to put yourself in, actually, where you're just like, okay, I'm just going to test the waters. The opportunity may be there. If there's an opening, I'll take it. And just like this, he gets up to the third base again. He's going to jump up over here. There are some zealots from Rom counter-attacking, so we've got to be careful of that as well. But yeah, this main army of Nikara is creating issues. Another Immortal goes down. We target fire another Stalker. Is the Medivacs are surviving, although out of energy anyway, but it still means you can lift up and retreat if needed because you've targeted down all the anti-air. And now the probes are going to get chases. Not even that, we're actually going to go after this pylon. I guess he says we can get the probes at any point. Is he even going to go for the Nexus again? I mean, use Stalker, sure, but they're going to have to blink back immediately. There's a couple of Zealots. I like those a lot more. I appreciate you can't just have Zealots, because obviously you're in a position where if you just build Zealots, you're just going to get kited forever, but this is a pretty rough state of the game, I feel like, no? For Rome. I mean, this is just going to be, I mean, I guess we kind of saw it coming. We kind of knew that this was the direction this was heading in already, and that's definitely how it's gone as the bio now gathers up. Now we're going to see the Prism in the main base going to continue to try and harass, but I'd say for the grand scheme of things here, Nikara is doing a pretty good job of just holding on in there and doing the right things and putting himself in some good positions. So I'd say pretty much so far just so good. Dark Shrine coming up, extended thermal lance, +1 armor coming online as well. I mean, we're trying to get to where we need to be for a longer game here as Rom, but it just ain't happening. It's going to be an early trip down to that lower bracket for Rom in this after this first round, because Nikara is just looking way too good. Couple more probes getting jumped at. Prism goes down. It's not exactly going to do you any favors, right? Losing the Prism, so that's going to just suck on top of everything else. I think this is going to be pretty much all they wrote on this one, as Nikara has controlled since the very start of the series, right? Game 1 was very quick, Game 2 didn't quite go as quickly, but it definitely set up very nicely for Nikara. And it continues to look very good for him here as he continues to push in. A couple of Zealots will be going down. Damage being done, and we are going to have ourselves just an army splitting up. Sentry falls, Stalkers and the Colossus going to be chased as well. GG says Rom, and Nikara is going to be taking the 2-0 to start us off. Alright, we are going to be going into another matchup here as soon as we figure out what we're just going to go into, guys. I actually have no clue what the plan is. We got a big ass bracket to work through, so yeah, maybe give it a minute. See what we can jump into. Nikara moves through to play potentially Mixu. We could go Mixu Nikara. Actually could be pretty fun when Mixu's finished. Actually might just wait around for that, to be honest. That actually sounds pretty fun to me. Maybe we wait for Mixu to finish his game and he'll play Nikara. That could be a pretty fun ZVT for the early stages of the tournament still. I like that idea. I like that idea. Hope everyone is doing well. Thank you so much for joining us early on in the day here. Going to be covering the BASILISK Big Brain Bouts end of year open. Yeah, we'll be, like I said, I'm not going to do this whole thing because I do have some sponsored content, and talking to that sponsored content, you can already start supporting us. I mentioned we've got a string of sponsorships essentially just lined up, and this is going to be the first of them. The last time we did this game of sponsorship is actually one of the most popular sponsors we ever did, in terms of like doing a sponsorship with a game, and it's with Star Trek Fleet Command. So you can check it out already if you !star in the chat. There's a whole bunch of basically bonus objectives which will keep popping up on the screen, so all the way from kind of pretty much just kind of downloading and playing the game and just kind of, you know, getting your first level up or so, all the way through to if you continue playing and so on, we just get more and more additional money given to the sponsorship, and also even gifted subs on the channel and so on. So there's loads of stuff. If you end up enjoying it, we basically get rewarded for you continuing to enjoy it. So if you want to check that out on the Twitch chat, type in !star. I haven't put a link over on the YouTube. I don't really know how to do sponsorship on YouTube, honestly. Because we're not going to play the game on YouTube later. We'll turn the stream off on YouTube by the time we get there, but I guess if you are interested on supporting via YouTube, then let me know. I guess I can pass the link along over there pretty easily. But yeah, !star, if you download the game, play it for a little bit. Play it for as long as you have fun for. I believe at least level 2 gives us our first little kind of bonus, little bit of prize of sponsor money essentially. So if you want to just support a little further, get to level 2. If you're enjoying it, having a fun time playing along, then you can check that out and just keep on playing. And the more you play, the more you get paid essentially. It is available on mobile and it is available on PC as well. So you can just download it. It does not take long to download. I think it's a 1 gig download or something. Download it and you can start playing. Like I said, last time we did this sponsorship, it was definitely one of the most popular ones that we've done in this kind of category of sponsorships. So definitely pretty cool. So yeah, that's our sponsored content. We'll keep on mentioning it. Star Trek Fleet Command !star in the Twitch chat. Hey, Wally, did not see you cast Masters Coliseum? Yeah, that's because nobody told me the days changed. Yeah, they told everybody else. It's not me. Sometimes, like, I really wonder if it's just me not reading things, but then, like, they sent me a schedule, like, a month ago. Because I was already complaining about the schedule a month ago about how it was every single weekend. And, yeah. The schedule says the 28th and the 29th of December, Masters Coliseum, Group C. And I can promise you guys right now it is the 27th of December. So, yeah, they sent me a schedule. At some point they changed it. They never told me. So I was not here for Masters Coliseum earlier. I just had no idea what was happening. I just didn't see anything to suggest it was happening. Especially because I was off yesterday. And obviously on Christmas Day I was doing the WardiTV Christmas Day games where I'm not as active myself, right? It's like I put the video on and it plays. So I just didn't see that it was, yeah, I just had no idea that it was happening today. Like I say, it would have been nice if someone sent out a message like, hey, we changed the date to what we sent you. But they did not. Alas, like I say, clearly only my problem because everyone else seems to have managed to, you know, realize it's on a different day. Yeah, I guess I just put too much faith in what I get told. That's okay. I'll be casting Masters Coliseum again tomorrow. So, I'll be back tomorrow. We also have 3v3 tomorrow as well, so that should be fun. So, yeah. Very exciting. Very exciting. I do like the idea of just waiting for Mixu, by the way, guys. Taking Mixu versus Nikara. Mixu's playing Zong. I mean, maybe Zong beats Mixu, in which case I'd love to see Zong versus Nikara, because that means that Zong's pretty good. I'm not sure if that's on the American server or the European server. I mean, obviously Mixu, if he wins, would play Europe against Nikara. Just wondering if maybe we could actually catch game 2 or 3 of that Mixu series already. Not super married to this section of the bracket. By the way, guys, I'm not trying to just follow this section. It just seems easy. Because right now I look at the bracket and I'm like, oh my goodness, overwhelming. And also there's so many different games starting and finishing at different points. Right now I think it's much easier just to identify one section in one area and just kind of stick with it. So that's kind of a little bit of what we're doing. Yeah, there's no one on an A, so I guess we'll go back to Europe and just go hang about a little bit. Like I say, it's probably going to be a fairly chill cast today. It's a pretty big open cup, so there will be some downtime. I actually see Mixu on the European server now, so maybe Mixu is done. Let's see if I can get an invite to this. Messaged him. So please take notice of my message. There you go. I got it. And there's no one else in game. Perfect. There's always the possibility, right, that there's obviously another caster in here, and then that maybe ruins our plans. Because there's a few different people casting covering a day. We are absolutely the secondary / third stream, so we will just sit back. If other people want matches, like I say, I'm super chill today. If other people want certain matches, they can go for it. They can go wild. Alright, just waiting for Mixu's opponent. It seems Mixu is leading this series 1-0, so Mixu is up in the matchup. Get this underway in just a few moments. Alright, so Mixu is up by 1. I'm going to go to King's Cove for this game number 2. The winner of this would play Nikara, so like I say, that's kind of our goal of where we're going to. Gives us a good idea of what we are planning on heading to, I think. So, yeah, very exciting as we're going to go as soon as these guys are ready, hopefully. In a moment, ready gets called. I'm going to kick into this and continue our coverage of today's BASILISK Big Brain BOUTS. It's Big Open Cup. $1,000 on the line, split all the way across top 16. I think it's $400 for first, and then trickles down all the way to the top 16 players getting some amount of payout. In the bottom right-hand corner, we are going to start off this ZVT with the blue Zerg player. I don't know why I was scanning red. I don't know why my brain does this. Sometimes I'm just like, it must just see like a bit of red somewhere, and my brain's just like, yeah, I'm just going to pick red. I don't know why my brain struggles so much on these intros sometimes. I guess because they're kind of mind-numbing, they just kind of go into autopilot mode, which is not as autopilot as it may be. My brain thinks it wants to be. Mixu in the bottom right is our blue Zerg player here, and he is taking on in the top left-hand side the red Terran player Zong. I don't have much info on Zong. I feel like I've seen his name a couple of times in the Master League, not on GM, on the European server right now on this account, but yeah, let me see if I can Wikipedia some info on him just quickly. No, not really. Doesn't have a Wikipedia page. I think he's played in some of the big brain bouts and stuff in the past. So yeah, I recognize his name, but not really feeling as though he's someone that's going to be likely to be very notable deep into this tournament, right? Like I said, there's definitely a community-focused tournament where kind of everyone can come and play. They're very much so encouraged to come and play. So there's going to be some matchups where, especially early on, we kind of sift through the early rounds. You know, in an hour or two, we'll probably have some overall much stronger matchups, I'd imagine. Refinery's coming through, Rack's on the way, and Command Center as well, so it's going to be just CC first, so a big map, and we're going to try and take advantage of it. I like it, right? Play the economy, get that eco going quickly, CC first, super eco focus, get that online, play that out. Actually, I'm a pretty big fan of that. I think that's very nice to see. I do like that a lot, as our Overlord here is going to slowly wander towards the upper left-hand side, just going to make its way in there. And have a little peek as to what's going on again in a few moments. So, just going to see that Overlord position itself, see what's up, see what's happening. The other stages. Coming back over, I'm just going to be having the factory coming through, the reactor and the depot and the SCVs coming online as well. The link speed and a couple of drones and the hatchery also coming online. So, just going to get all of this up and running. Those few Zerglings and Mixu begin to move out. Thing's just going to jump onto the rocks for a couple of moments. We're just going to get straight onto that again. The Queen, the drones coming up as well. We get a lot of that on the way in, just for now. But yeah, it's going to open up those rocks on that right-hand side. There's other Overlord over on the left hanging about. A couple more Hellions and the Starport coming online as well, so we keep that going. And coming through here. There's a couple of Hellions will just be popping out. Very standard stuff for TVZ so far. Right, nothing really all that surprising. Still got that Link Speed, Overlord, and Queens on the way through. A couple of things still nibbling some rocks. Everything is honestly very chilled out here for the moment. Well, Hellions go poking around on the other side, but they're not going to find too much on their own. Helion's come back around the left. It's going to see the racks, the SCVs, and the stim pack all coming through as well. So again, a little bit of everything on the way in. For now, it's going to be seen a Viking going to go and pick its way through the Overlord, which is going to come stepping forward here for a moment. Viking gets a grab again. Baynest there, continue to come through. The Overlords and the Queen coming online also. Still got this creep just spreading out the front, so pushing out in toward the center of the map. The Queen's gathering on that third hatchery, the creep elsewhere, poking about little bits and places as well. And we just got the stim pack finished very soon here, and our Terran will be operational in this game as Mixu. A few more drones, going to start getting to a pretty outrageous drone count compared to the Terran. I mean, we're going to be 60 plus versus the 44, so Mixu really getting that Zerg economy booming early in the game. And just doing all the early game things, right? Moving his lings around the map, getting the creep spreading, getting the drone count up. As again, the siege tank and the stim and the +1 all coming through. A couple of barracks are on the way in as well, so all of that continues out here. Let's have ourselves the evolution chamber, carapace, spore crawlers and more in production. A couple of things are going to come about. Moving around for a few moments as they actually get cancelled on a reactor. Just going to keep building marines. Wow, pretty aggressive 5 racks then. If we're not even going to bother building the reactor on the 4th and 5th racks, just says no, don't got time for that. Need as many marines as possible. And Carapace coming through. The Rotron is building from Mixu in the back of this main, so we'll get that Rotron coming up as well. So a whole chunk more Zergans that keep moving about as well. Still got +1 combat shield on the way in. Medivacs Marines and a siege tank building. And the Rotron just going to be accompanied by a whole group of Lings out on the way out as well. So all of that continues to come into play at the moment. They didn't look at the map pool. Oh yeah, this map's not actually in the map pool, is it? They got rid of these maps and have some newer maps in. That's funny. I'll remind them after the game. Obviously, at this point, they've already started. No one's going to make them regame, but yeah, that's unfortunate. You know what? That's funny as well because I read the map pool and I was like, oh, nice, we got rid of Abyssal Reef and King's Cove and Neon Violet for some pool maps. I actually really like some of the ones that are on there from the TLMCs that I've casted. But yeah, the players, honestly, reading is not something that the players do a lot of the time. Reading is very overrated in the pro SE2 scene. So unless you very specifically tell them, I guess they have to read it, because like they read what you say anyways, but like, you know, going out of their way to read extra things, no one reads the rules. Everyone knows the rules of a tournament, you know, in StarCraft 2. As Mixu with an impressive surround knocks the tanks down. It's going to make this very easy for him, because now he's going to be able to accelerate off a creep spread and basically just forever clean up any Marines that try and push forward. So this does look very comfortable here for Mixu. Going to look pretty good so far. Marines will get a few more grabs. Things coming over, Bane's coming through. Marines will just get that, picking off that Overlord as well. So we're just going to be able to go knock that down. I'm just going to be seeing these three Marines going to stim up one more time. Continue to try and fight back against that Bane Ravager force. A couple Marines up here going to get crashed into. Those Banelings are going to clean those up as well. So that will go down. Still got some Marines stepping onto the creep spread. And a couple of those Lings going down very quickly. Again, the Liberator, the Marine, the Siege Tank continues to come about for the moment. So we get all of that brought up. With Liberators as well, I mean, we are really committed here. We kind of knew this all along that, you know, Zong is pretty committed because we saw the 5 racks, right? There's no third CC. This was a committed 5 racks, but it will not be good enough. GG's, and Mixu takes the 2-0. So I'll remind him of the ruling, but I'll also ask for us to get into the next game with him because that's going to be versus Nikara. I think that's pretty fun. Mixu Nikara coming in. I reminded the guys to keep an eye on that. Alright, awesome. We will take a couple moments here, guys, to wait for Nikara and Mixu to get ready, and we'll jump into that for our next round of action. What's up, Booyah? Thank you so much for the 23-month resub. I've never seen evidence that my sub money is going to treats or Ellie. You're seriously considering unsubbing. Look, it's very hard to prove where it's going to when Ellie is off, you know, gallivanting and not ever showing up on the stream. You know, if she was here, we could give her some treats, but she's never here to have treats, right? So yeah, I mean, yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, she's tired out today. We've been to the beach. Probably get you guys some photos of her. Oh, hang on. I accidentally misclicked something on the bracket. A weird website. Alright, guys, here's Ellie enjoying the beach early. Was it gonna focus on my phone? There you go. Very happy puppy. Oh, this is a good one of her. With her ball. On webcam, you did it before. Focus on my phone. You can do it. There you go. Dogs discovering the beach for the first time. Great. Only thing bad is that first snow. Yeah, I remember when we first took her to the beach and she was just like, what? And we also let her off and she was just like, oh my god, I'm not on a lead. She just yeeted on here anywhere and everywhere. Oop, I'm destroying my phone apparently. What's the hair gel sponsor? There ain't no hair gel sponsor. This is had no time to wash my hair this morning sponsor. Ay. It's the light, okay? It makes it look worse than it actually is when you have spotlights raining down on you. I need a frost line for this game. Alright, let's head into it, guys. So, we're just going to jump into game number 1 of this best of 3. Just typing in someone there and getting some things figured out, but looks as though we're good. In the top right, Nikara is taking on the bottom left, Mixu. Red versus blue, Terran versus Zerg, SCV Proxy versus Honest Macro Zerg. Is going to be the opening here for the next few moments. So we're just going to get that on the go, get that started up, and see where we're going to go for a little bit. So we get settled. As this SCV comes across the far left-hand side, it's going to be an overload on the way. The barrack starts up. I'm just going to see a second SCV making its way across as well. It's going to come straight over. 2 barracks on the way through. As you have our drones and our hatchery continue to come online. Maybe a 3rd SCV, wow. It's not every day you see a 3 Rex proxy nowadays, is it? This is really A little bit out of left field, I would say. In terms of how the tournament's going, guys, there are some players moving into round 3. I believe round 3 is the round of 32, so some players getting there. This is still a round of 32 match as well. So we are kind of progressing the bracket. We are getting there, okay? Just obviously it's a big bracket. It's going to take a while to get through everything today. Definitely keep that in mind. So yeah, all 3 of these barracks come online, and at the moment Mixu is none the wiser. As he goes across the map with one overlord, the second overlord sits here. He does not scout nearby. That can be very dangerous, especially as this overlord moves out. This potentially misses the SCVs for a few more moments. Oh, that's brutal. He's going to miss it right up until now his hatchery finishes. So even less time to respond and react. Don't get me wrong, that's like only a few seconds, but a few seconds is what these kind of games come down to at this point, right? A couple of Marines come down. This hatchery going to take some nibbles. The SCV going back across the other direction. Couple bunkers coming up. Marine slings, spine crawler, queen. All of that continues to come through for the moment as we hit this hatch. Working our way through this one for the moment. So that hatchery taking some damage. Yeah, the bunkers coming online. And we just have ourselves the Marines coming up. Link speed coming through. The circling speed is something which is probably going to have to help you out here because you're going to lose this hatchery. You're going to play off of one base. So you're kind of going to need that link speed to help you stabilize and resettle in this game, I would imagine at this point. Is just going to be seeing the spine crawler coming down the ramp as well. It will burrow up, but I just don't think we ever save this hatchery. We're going to try to, as the Lings are going to run in. I guess, yeah, we're going to run in essentially with the Broodlings more than anything else to try and bust through this. But honestly, this did not go well. We maybe kill one bunker, and only because the SCVs only just about went down in the end. We're going to jump out and cancel the second. Can we get anything there? No. Of course, nowadays, damage does cancel the bunker salvage, right? That was in the patch, so anything hitting that would have been nice. The spine goes down. This game's over because Mixu just lost way too much. The hatchery alone was bad, but losing all the Lings and the spine and the queen in the process of trying to defend and not. Yeah, he just got caught completely off guard. Again, the ferocity of the all-in, because it's 3 racks as well, is just a little bit higher than normal. And that's going to be Nikara peeling away a game 1 advantage in this best of 3. Going to go to ley lines for map number 2, so we get directly into our second game here. As the players are immediately ready as soon as we jump out. We're going to jump straight into our second game in a couple of moments. Let's do that. Alright, ley lines coming through. Ley lines. I think you're going to be up by 1 as we head into it. In the top right-hand side, our red Terran play here is Nikara, and he takes on the blue Zerg in the bottom left. Down a game is going to be Mixu as we get into our second game of this best of 3. Here in the round of 32 of this Big Brain Bouts event. Thank you so much for joining us. So good to see you guys. Again, appreciate you all being here as we get ourselves our excellent gas coming through. A couple of drones in the hatchery coming up as well. Continue to get that on the way just for now. We'll follow this overload because not much else is taking place. There's a hatch of gas and a pool going up at home. There's going to be a single barracks on the correct side of the map from Nikara, not proxied this time around, so a little bit different that what we saw previously. So, we'll just wander over slowly but surely towards the upper right, trying to see a little bit of what's going on. Keep bringing that across. Again, command send the Reaper on the way, orbital coming through, spawn pool coming online, hatchery and the Overlord coming up as well. Continue to bring this into play here. It's going to be seeing our Reaper about to finish up. Guess it's time to follow the Reaper instead of the Overlord. So we'll follow this Reaper, go back to the other side of the map here, go the other direction for the moment. And yeah, see what this Reaper can get up to the next little bit. Shouldn't cheese during the holidays? Cheesing during the holidays is the perfect time to cheese. When your opponent's defense is at an all-time low, they'll be very merry and jolly and happy. It's the perfect time to break them down and be like, look, this is the true harsh reality of the world. Sometimes people will cheese the hell out of you. And you will have to enjoy it if you want to keep playing StarCraft 2. It's a good reminder. StarCraft is not just anybody's game. It is a game for the strong of heart. Or something to that effect. As the Reaper Grenade comes through, Queen is going to bounce that Reaper back the other way. Link Speed coming online, the Queen, Overlord, and Hatchery coming by as well. So all of that's still coming up here. You can see this Reaper going to go back around into the middle, down to the bottom left. Hatchery going to be coming through there. The Link Speed coming up as well. Fire a couple of shots. Reaper going to get there. Hatchery. Oh, sorry. Creep Tumor will go down. So going to be able to grab that already. Now that Creep Tumor taking damage again, taking a few more shots. Again, that Link Speed about to finish. The drones on the way through. Overlord coming up as we speak, so got a little bit of everything on the way in here. The Hellions and the SCVs continue to produce also. We just take a few moments to get back into this game, see where we're gonna go. I mean, obviously with Cloak Banshees and stuff coming up, we will see some more harassment here from the Terran. We get another Creep Tumor, which is nice. I think anytime you're gonna get a Creep Tumor here, you're gonna be pretty happy about it for the most part. It really does do a lot for you, as the Reaper and the Hellions together will bounce back. And Cloaking coming online, the Banshee and the Hellions continue to come through, so just keep that on the roll for the moment. And yeah, Wings, Queens, Overlord, drones, bit of everything coming online here. Overlord trying to get through, but Marine's going to deny the scouts. It makes you cannot identify what the build is. And what is notable here is this is not off a triple CC, right? This is not like a triple CC Banshee. Like, this is just 2 bases from Nikara. As you add on additional barracks, now the pressure is going to really mass up. Instead of economy, you've really built into an army, right? And so now you're actually going to have an army in play and ready to come out and do things. That's going to be a pretty huge deal. And that's, in fact, going to be an absolutely massive deal. So yeah, I think that's going to be already one of the big things to watch for here as we continue through. Just how aggressive is Nikara going to end up being? How successful is that aggression going to be? Thank you, by the way, Necromanzana, for the 2-month resub. Welcome back to the Wardy family. Thank you so much for the 2 months. Really appreciate it. As 4 more barracks and the stim pack come through, the Roach Roar and the Baneling Nest and the Hatchery, and a lair come online on the side of Mixu. Lair especially does a lot for you, giving access to some of the speed upgrades for Roaches and for Banelings. Makes your army just in general a whole lot more mobile and a whole lot easier to use. As these 2 Banshees are going to show up to a 4th base. The other thing a Lair will do is obviously give you access to Overseers. No, Banshees, go! Hit the Hatchery! Missed opportunity, Nikara. He's just completely not realized that he's not hitting it, because I don't see why he would have ever stopped. Obviously, he just wouldn't have stopped here, right? This makes no sense. And it goes back onto it now, but this could have been damage done while the Hatchery had much less HP. Now, there's a realistic chance that this actually gets saved. Well, no, it still isn't, apparently. I mean, that just goes to show how guaranteed this was to go down. It gets cancelled a second time here as Mixu is having a bad time. And yeah, Mixu going to end up in a lot of trouble if that's how things continue. As Hellions and the Reaper is going to come stepping up the front. Couple Creep Tumors going down immediately. Overseer still lingering around overhead. Going to get 1 more Creep Tumor right there. 1-1 upgrades. Combat Shield coming through. Tank, Marines, and Medivacs building up as well. And on the other side, melee upgrades and the Baneling Speed coming through from Mixu. So we get all of that coming in as the Zerglings try and step forward once more. The Hellions will be there just to turn those wings around. On the top side, the Zerglings are going to run across. They're going to aim for some Marines. The Marines are going to step forward themselves here. As again, they are able to push those Lings away. And again, all of this coming off of the 2 bases. Barracks 4 and 5 have now finished as well. So we are seeing full steam ahead when it comes to the 2 base commitment from Nikara. Looking to end this series in a couple of fairly quick games. Obviously, Proxy through Racks game 1. Now a 2 base all in here in game 2. As melee upgrades, Bane Speed, and Banelings continue on by. Marines and Hellions are going to step forward. The Lings are going to get shot at. Queens and Banes going to get hit as well. It's going to be seen as Overlord is going to get chased and killed. The Baneling gets picked off. The Banshees are still firing. That's a good corrosive Val. Going to hit 1 more Banshee down. Over on the other side, those Zerglings will just sit out the front. And Marine's still stepping through. The fueling's going to get busted. I mean, these Banes don't have speed for 5 more seconds. It's actually pretty painful. It's turn out to be pretty darn costly in the end. Not having that Baneling speed available for as long as you do. And now you lose this base, which means you lose this base, which means we're 2-base Zerg. Well, this base is about to come back online. The medevac loads up. I mean, at this point, we are just expecting Nikara to probably follow through to victory from this point on. It's looking extremely good for him. He's going to be having our Marines loading up, and we are going to evacuate away with a few units. He did a lot here. Obviously, he's very committed. He did not kill this hatchery, but there's no drones mining off of it yet. There's no drones mining off the left side, so like I say, I mean, that's an issue for Mixu. He's oversaturated on the natural, and there's going to be another huge wave of Terran coming his way. So he still has to figure out how to deal with this. I just don't know if that's going to be easily done at all. In fact, I know for a fact it's not going to be easily done. It's going to be a big issue. As our scan comes down, we're going to chase the Banelings back. Turn into this. Those Banelings are going to get crushed. A few Ravagers are going to try and cross a foul, but they will kind of miss the marker. A few more Banes are going to get cancelled. As the Ents are still stepping through. Another couple Kuchum is dropping right now. Queens come forward. It's going to be seeing the Overlord going to get taken down as well. And two melee upgrades coming online. Just going to be seeing the Queens coming up. Continue to settle in. Savac creep will just get jumped on. It's going to be seeing the Lingbane Ravager going to step forward, and we have once again just the army of Nikara able to step back, able to fall away for just a few moments. Because of shells coming up, the armory coming through, command centers coming into play. Two milling carapace. He's going to be going after those Queens. The Lingbane Ravager goes through. Good tank shots hitting the Danes. A couple of those Ravagers going to get chased back again. Marine's going to get busted as the Banelings connect. Satcher goes down again on the left-hand side. Just going to step through again. A couple of Banelings. Continue to come about. Just going to have Queens gathering. There's one Queen that gets picked off, and again we are left on the edge of creep as the medevacs continue to move around. Plus 2 melee, plus 2 carapace, both coming about. Just going to see the rest of the army turning back and heading home. Nikara will settle. I mean, got a third base up during all of this. It's still in a position here where, realistically, let's look at it, right? He's down by, 10 SCVs. He's got a good army. I still think that's one of his better setups, but he is going to be missing upgrades. As Mixu is already finishing up 2-2. His own 2-2 is just on the way, so maybe an upgrade opportunity for Mixu, where maybe the upgrades can carry him in a fight or two to kind of help him get back on track. Definitely feel like Mixu needs a little bit of help here somewhere though, because I think there's parts of this which go good for Mixu, like the upgrades, like the fact that his drone count is okay. There are just other parts that you're already kind of patching over with those factors. So still feel like he's looking for something of a good fight, hopefully soon to help him out. This is going to shoot. It's going to be seeing the units going down. It's going to be getting the tanks in a siege up. The rest of the Marines coming over. Overlord goes down. It's going to be seeing the Lings going to run across. Like I say, every fight right now for Mixu feels pretty rough. You're running in head first into a group of Marines that are in a choke point, but you've got no real choice. You just got to do it. You got to clean this up. Otherwise, you stay in a whole bunch of trouble, basically. So yes, these are just things you got to commit to, even if they're not exactly great. That's the position you've unfortunately landed yourself in here, where now you just got to do something to kind of bring it back. I mean, fungal growths are good. That definitely helps. As GG gets called, and Nikara is going to take game number 2. GG. All right. That's going to be that one, guys. So Nikara is going to go through Mixu pretty comfortably. Impressed by Nikara. Pretty convincing game from him. Alright, let me just figure out what we're gonna do. Nikara waits for max packs, so that's a rough one for Nikara. Might be where we stop following this section because I think max packs is a hefty favorite. You could maybe go max packs Nikara if it was ready, but max packs is still in game with Azura. A lot of the round of 32 still don't even have both players available just yet. What is available? Maybe actually just waiting for maybe max packs Nikara is not a bad option. And then that gives the rest of the bracket a little bit of time to develop. Now again, max packs is not ready yet. I think that'll be happening on the NA, so maybe I should hop out. No, it's happening on Europe. They're 2 minutes in game. I mean, maybe we just wait for max packs to win and then we have a matchup at least, rather than kind of guessing around the bracket. My fear is that if I try and kind of guess this around the bracket and go here and go there, that it's all going to start falling apart very quickly, and we kind of end up waiting for a long time. We don't even know what we're going to end up going into. I kind of like having a direction. Like I say, I wasn't necessarily intending to follow this section of the bracket, but it is definitely working out pretty nicely so far. Can't complain there. Giving us a good selection of games so far. Do. And a lot of people trying to find opponents because there's a lot of people just a lot of different matches going on. So I'll run some ads and just give it a few moments. Keep an eye on max packs, like I say, see if he pops out a game at all. Do. Yeah, I think we just wait for max packs, guys. I'm looking at the rest of the bracket, and I'm like, I don't really want to do anything that was like around early in what we already did. And a lot of the matches that are already in round, and like I said, the round of 32 is just missing games. There's some matches that aren't even finishing the round of 128 right now. That's what I mean when I say today's going to be a long one. Like, there's no way you have a tournament that's big and certain matches and certain rounds just don't end up going very long, you know? just doesn't happen. That's okay. Like I say, we're very chill. I don't have to organize anything, so I just sit here and find us games to watch, and that's pretty much all I've got to do. So I'm a big fan of that. Yeah, how's everyone doing? How's everyone feeling? Thanks for joining us and hanging out and going through some games. Like I said, just working our way through the big brain bounce open. Appreciate you all being here and let's say going to join us for a little bit. Cool, cool, cool. You the best? No, you the best. Thanks so much for watching today. Thank you for tuning in. Like I said, just hanging around. A little unfortunate because Max Packs went in game like super quickly. So, yeah. I love this freaking thing. It's just like, gifted subs earned. 0. Thank you, sponsored content. I know, we've not gotten there yet. we haven't played the game on stream even yet. We don't have to throw the 0 in our face. Ay. Again, I guess we do have a moment just to mention. We do have a sponsor, guys. I don't want to mention it all the time because we want to mention it a fair bit. But Star Trek Fleet Command, ! Start in the chat will give you some of the info on that. So you can check that out if you do so wish. And yeah, I appreciate you if you do. So we are just waiting for some games to come about. Like I said, I just like the idea of not having to navigate the rest of the bracket. There's a couple matches which actually, if they came about already and the Max Packs match had not finished, we could go into those instead and be pretty happy to jump over. Just trying to keep it as simple as possible before we jump into and know where we're at. If Jumi's playing Fant, that's kind of fun. We're at the point where in the next round or so, it's going to start getting a lot more interesting with a lot more kind of competitive players kind of really starting to play each other as the bracket has progressed, you know, to that stage. So I would say we're definitely kind of at the point where that is going to continue to improve. Oh. Well, if this one's 0-0, we can go. I just mentioned for Jumi Fant might be kind of fun. Yeah, okay, they're actually just starting. They actually messaged me saying, are you looking for a series? Hell yeah, nice guy Jumi. You know what then? There we go. We got a StarCraft match coming up, guys. This works for me as well. Like I said, I was so unsure about jumping into other sections because, like, to me, jumping into another match that's like 1-0 and then it goes to 2-0 and then we're basically back where we started. But jumping into this, which is fresh, I like that a lot. That was what was kind of putting me off the idea of moving around too much. Is we go to Star Child, by the way. Because in one of the TLMC events that we did, this map is actually really pretty. I like this map a lot, actually. This map was one of my favorites in the TLMC. I'm very sad it didn't get more love and it didn't make ladder. So, yeah, maybe we'll get some love for it here as we play in the big brain bounce. Top right is going to be for Jumi, our Protoss. In the blue, taking on Fant, our yellow Zerg in the bottom left corner. This is actually genuinely a pretty fun matchup. Pick a favorite. I actually feel like both these guys should probably be able to beat each other on a good day. So I actually do think this could go a bit back and forth. I think this one could be a good time. So let's see how it pans out. Overlord is going to go out up to the top. Just to begin with here. Couple of drones coming through, the gateway and the assimilator coming online, the probe on the way up, hatchery goes down on the natural, so we get that settled in as well. And we'll just have our Overlord of Fant continuing to move out through the middle of the map for the moment. And hatch gas and pool come online. The drone is going to be on its way. Make that a couple of drones coming up as well, so we keep that going. I'll follow this Overlord. I mean, there is, funnily enough, from for Jumi, no probe across the map. Usually that's our early game PvZ entertainment, right? Watching the probe nibble some mineral lines and just be a bit of a nuisance, but that is just not available in this one, so no action there just yet. As we do have our Cybercore coming up at the front, the Nexus coming through, hatch gas pool, all on the way out. The Overlord of Fant going to be moving around a little bit as well. Just chilling for these early stages at the moment. A couple Lings going to get added on, and some Queens as well to be added to that whole scenario. Couple Lings is going to head to the upper right hand side. They're going to come over. Actually, a Stalker already having a go at an Overlord here, so it's going to be able to dish out a little bit of damage. Stalker going to go after those Lings as well as we chase that down. Really looking for some work here. Actually going to get them as the Lings unsuccessful in kind of picking up on the tech structure, which is further in the back here, so that Twilight Council not seen. That's nice denial of information, because especially a Twilight Council is something which really benefits from not being scouted and prepared against, so... Probe facility, Dark Shrine, a couple of gates coming up. Just going to be seeing our Zerglings continue to step over. Be seeing the roach run. It's going to move about. It's going to be seeing the hatch coming through. The drone's still on the way. Going to be seeing the prism coming over. The Dark Shrine still continues through for the moment. We have ourselves for Jumi showing us, like I said, a little bit of a different PvZ opener with that Dark Shrine potential Archon drop in these early stages, all coming online. So we get that going as the couple of adepts are going to shade about, and the prism already out. It's going to start going the other way. The Lings will see that, so Gant can begin to process a defense against it. Oh, because I'm actually going to get met by the Queens. Can't sit there and warp in while the Queens are on you, and that is going to delay a warp in a few seconds. Pretty impactful. Now we get 3 more DTs warping as the Spore Crawler is there on the front, but if the DTs get toward the natural, possibility they get in, then there's no detection at all. There's a Spore up in the main. Where's that next Spore building? On the third, so this Spore Crawler is going to have to run back, but going to get dove on by the DTs. The Queens dropped they dropped a transfusion to keep it alive a bit longer. Yeah, these DTs should just hit the natural. There is nothing here to defend this until the lag comes up. That's going to get the hatchery, so Jumi will settle for the hatch. Now there's another Spore on the way over. The DTs there are going to start jumping onto it. There should be a transfusion, I believe, to keep that alive last second as the prism goes down with the DTs inside. Disaster has struck for Jumi. Oh, that's so sad. I kind of get taking the DTs to zone the Spore moving over, but then, like, this really didn't do anything in the end, and it cost you your DTs, it cost you your prism, and you killed what? A Spore? A couple of drones, a couple of Lings. I mean, this is just nowhere near the success story that you wanted it to be. This is anything but the success story you wanted it to be, right? So, absolute disaster, like I say. And that is going to be really brutal as these Lings come over. Going to wrap around on those Zealots, which are going to take some damage. A few drones going down on the other side. So we actually are going to see a new round of DTs succeeding. As the Spore from the third did move to the natural to play defense, it's now going to try and come back over. Remember, that's a Spore that's low HP, but there is Transfusion Energy again. Has to burrow a little bit far away, and maybe, just maybe, we can threaten it as the DTs are going to jump on it. Even with the Transfusion, I don't think that's enough. Just like before, the Spore is going to go down, so for Jumi, you still got Fant in a little bit of trouble here. As we are going to see our DTs being picked away. The Archon is actually going to get taken down as well, so the Archon will fall. Again, Roaches and Overlords and Tunneling Claws continuing about. We have ourselves our +1 attack and charge coming through. DT still in production. Nice. Well played by Jumi, because this is kind of disastrous, and he's kind of turned it around, and there's been a little bit of everything, hasn't it? Things get turned around one more time. It's just going to get that moving, as we do have our +1 attack and our charge coming over. Prism on the way up, the Zealot coming by for now. Again, the cannon, the gates continue to come by, the Zealot's coming over. There's going to be an army coming around the bottom. Stalker just going to ping, the Overlord's going to be taking some damage. Those Roaches still gathering up, Queen's there as well. Actually, are going to begin the advance into this third base. We're just going to get straight into position here as we have the force fields coming down. Zealots are going to try and get active. Some of those drones taking shots. The Prism's going to die. I mean, have we got enough here? We had Immortal hitting the drones is not exactly going to help you too much, but it might not matter as, yeah, those Zealots are definitely tanking up a storm and doing enough, I think, as the Immortals are hitting the hatchery. If they were a bit more useful, that would be great, especially sad right now because you've lost the Prism. I mean, honestly, this really is just down to the Immortals not doing the right thing. The Immortals were whacking away in that hatchery, doing so much there that just didn't need to be done there. These units are going to continue to step away, continue to try and run out of here. Two Immortals do so much against those Roaches. Like I say, imagine we just still had the Prism as obviously no reinforcements at all. These Roaches not even going to really make their way through these Immortals easily in the slightest. They are going to continue to struggle through. Finally going to kill one Immortal as Fant tries to chase this down, tries to resettle things here. Kind of a disaster for Fant still, because I feel like, I mean, just about crisis averted, but we're actually going to lose this hatchery as well, the DTs. The natural will go down. We've consistently had Spore Crawler problems in this game. This is another example of that, as we're going to hide in the corner and recall. That will save all 4 Dark Templars, so they can go again as necessary. Prism warps in 2 more Zealots. I'm just going to say GG for Jumi. Is going to be able to take game number 1 off the back of the Dark Templar, getting in there and really disrupting Fant before he got going himself. Like I say, put Fujumi into a comfortable spot early in that game. It was a little bit funky because it felt as though Fujumi actually didn't do enough, but then the extra waves of DTs did do enough, and it was still kind of because of the first wave of DTs that had moved that initial Spore from the third to the main and so on. So yeah, some impact created there, as we will ready ourselves for the game number 2 between these guys. So we'll get that next game going. Any pros playing today? Yes, this bracket is littered with players such as Raynor, Hero, and Maxbax and Hero Marine, Skilless, and others. So yes, plenty of pros playing today. We're just in the early rounds of the competition and chipping our way through. I've not even scrolled down to the lower bracket to see where the lower bracket is at or how it's doing. I'm kind of scared to. Like I say, I'm not really, I'm not going to be casting the whole thing today, guys. I'm going to be casting up to a certain point, then tapping out to do my sponsored content. Obviously, by the time I tap out, that should be Roddy kind of casting pretty much every game that remains, so we're not going to double up the English streams and cast the same thing, basically, is what I'm saying. So, yeah, just a little reminder to that as we get into Game 2 of Jumi versus Fant in our round of 32, or was this round of 64? I can't even remember what round this one was in, to be honest. I can't even remember what round this one was in. Alright, let's take it away. Let's jump into the bottom left-hand corner of the map with the Blue Protoss, who is up a game in this best of 3. This is for Jumi. Up against the yellow Zerg in the top right, who we know can be very fun and very dangerous. Definitely an opponent to take seriously here, especially with some of the quirky builds that he can crank out. It is Fant in the top right-hand side. We'll see if he can bring this back into play for himself. As we get this one underway. Extract coming through, hatch gas pool, all coming up here to begin with, as we get going on ley lines. Probe's going to move by for a couple of moments. Again, the spawn pool coming up, the overlord being brought in, gateway and the probe being added on along with it. Let's just take a few moments to get settled down in this game number 2 for the moment. Again, Link's coming up, Queen on the way, drone still building. It's going to get that probe going back and forth. Cybercore in the gateway, Zard as well. Continue to come through. This drone from Fant is going to show up and go chase that drone down for a little bit as well. Feeling is going to make their way over, and they're going to be able to catch that probe. That's actually a dead probe, which is kind of annoying to actually straight up lose that in the early pool, obviously allowing you to get those Lings there. And they'll now look to take a hatchery, so the Lings seen to make them, as they make their way across the map. We'll see how exactly Jumi deals with these Zerglings in the early stages. Gonna run forward. There's gonna be that gate at the front, but not exactly ideal. It's gonna be seeing the gate has a lot of surface area on it, so it's gonna keep on nibbling that gateway, taking some shots. Going to move over. A couple studs going to get going as well. So continue to make their way around. The Lings end up backing away. So not really too much gain from the early pool here. In the early stages, everything will resettle. So the Lings just going to go backing it off. So they're going to fall back a little. Again, the Lings still gathering together. Ling speed coming online. Twilight Council building up here on the side of Fujumi. And our Nexus going to be finishing very shortly from Fujumi as well. It's going to be Nexus completed. Stalker on the way, Warp Gate on the way, hatchery building, like I say, so we just got a bit of everything coming through. A couple of Adepts are stepping about. And trying to make their way into this natural. But obviously there's a few possible drones to be picked at. Still going to shoot the Overlord, taking a lot of damage. We get into the corner there as well, so the Stalker can continue with the Adepts to protect itself against those Lings. The Overlord gets into the main, I mean, just trying to be annoying. The longer you keep it alive, the longer you go before you need to reinforce it or protect it, right? So, just making something happen there as Resonating Glaives comes online. And that's going to be seeing this Overlord, seeing that Twilight Council already, going to give you that little bit of information as well. So you're going to get that figured out straight away. So that helps you as Fant. The Rotron goes down, and upon seeing the Twilight, and now Fujumi's going to have less of an opportunity to surprise his Zerg opponents. That obviously can be a little scary too. Rotron coming through, the drones coming in, the Adepts are going to go shading to the other side of the map. And these Zergers will be nearby to try and provide some aid as those Adepts continue over. Again, Resonating Glaive is about to finish up, halfway done. Prism still coming about as well. Seeing those Lings moving around. Again, we'll have the Adepts stepping up in a moment here. And the Lings will just gather. The Adepts in the Prism are going to step through. He's going to go shading about for a couple of moments as we do have the Roaches and the Overlord still building. The Adepts are going to get all the way through toward the Natural, as now the Adepts are going to jump onto the hatchery. But obviously, not really too much being done just yet. This seems pretty chilled and settled out. As the Adepts will try and shade one more time. On the other side, the Lings are looking for a counter-attack onto the third base. So, that third Nexus already taking some damage from the Zerglings. They are going to be taking some shots. The Adepts and the Stalker continue over. And will just make their way straight to the other side. As we also have 8 more Roaches coming up. So, it honestly looks as though we are going to be able to step into the next stage of this game because we haven't really done much damage. I mean, this feels good for Fant because the Adepts didn't do much. They're still trying to threaten. The Prism's still trying to come around, so you definitely want some more damage here for Jumi. Just cannot for the life of you get it done. That's because Fant's defense is honestly just looking pretty solid throughout. So again, very good job being done by Fant here to ensure that things do not go wrong against what is a pretty stressful combination of units if you let them get away from you. It's coming up, Forge, Assimilators, the Immortal and Sentry, and a couple of Adepts added in there, additional probes. Also coming over, the Adepts are going to turn back onto that Queen, where we are going to see that Queen dropping in a few moments. The Queen will go down as well. It's going to grab that. A few drones going down here. So finally, these Adepts are going to get in for something. I mean, forcing some lost mining time as well is definitely going to add up in your favor. So, yeah, something. It's just very late on, very delayed, and not what you would typically want those Adepts to have, committed through to in the initial stages, right? So, definitely a little bit of a problem there. As a few Roaches will come stepping by. They're going to see what they can continue to do for the next little bit. No drones dropping, the Prism still moving, maneuvering units about. That Roach speed coming online, and again, it's Ling Roach heading down toward the bottom left side of the map. Speed is about halfway done. Again, the Lings and the Ravager coming over. I mean, big push over here as we try and basically counter a group of, well, basically counter the Adept opener by now getting aggressive. Ling Roach, Ravager all joining up. I honestly think for Jumi's defense here looks okay. Stalkers, a couple of Immortals. I mean, Stalkers don't have Blink. It's 3 Immortals though. That definitely helps you. Not mind seeing. Honestly, I was going to say a few more Adepts, but the Adept count is good. We got a few of those in front. They can play the protection game. We snipe a Ravager already. And these things are definitely going the right direction so far. So, yeah, so far so good. +1 in charge, both coming up. So we got some extra upgrades through. The Extractor still coming online. The Prism. Now they're being caught by those corrosive bars, but not quite. We just about dodge out the way. Send the Evolution Chamber down here. So we have our Ravagers actually do pile down the Prism in the end. So unfortunately for Jumi, that's an opportunity lost. These Lings fight the Adepts. I actually don't think that's a good fight for the Lings. Fant decides to take this fight, and he's going to kill 3 Adepts in the end, but really only just about. Lost all of those Lings in the process. Like I say, that just didn't look like a good fight from the start. As for Jumi, Supply is in the lead, so he's looking good at the moment for Game 2 of this matchup. He is up a game as well, of course, so this would be a 2-0, knocking Fant down to the lower bracket if he was to win here. Blink starting, the Baneling Nest coming up, Roach Ravager still coming through. Yeah, Roach Ravager all on the way in. Just going to get those couple of Zealots and the Prism coming up. +1's about to finish. Blink will start. Roach is going to get to that corner and pick away at a couple of those Adepts. They will go down to so many more Zerglings continuing to build. And Fant just has to get units up, I suppose, as these units want to try and catch. We have Force Field available. Yes, we should be able to block these Roaches away somewhat from retreating. One Force Field was good. The other sentries just couldn't get in reach or did not feel like it was worth dropping additional Force Fields, though. I mean, like I say, it's still some additional Roaches caught because of it. Roach Ravager still building. Blink is about halfway done. The Immortal, the Nexus. +2 attack, Chrono boosting as well. Melee upgrade will start on the Evolution Chamber. The Zealots are going to go wrap around the hatchet to the top side. And they're going to get cleaned up, but this is more of a distraction. So many units over here. Surely not everything is in position over here. We're going to be able to go in this natural, right? I mean, I actually think you fight here. I think this space you can control well enough. I mean, the Prism is putting some work in. Maybe you don't need to force the issue, but I actually did not hate the idea of just kind of going there a little bit. Like, you know, you already know that not all of the units are going to be in position immediately, but maybe you're somewhat afraid of a surround. But Jumi just lets this game continue to develop instead. That hallucination popping up as the Ling Roach Ravager continues back down to the bottom side. Storm coming through, +2 attack coming in. Blink about to be done. So, I mean, for Jumi's army, do not get me wrong, is absolutely continuing to improve right at the end of the day. Is the main thing to note here is that improvement is being had. The Ling's going to jump on top of and kill off that Nexus. Panel and the cannon will go down as well. On the top side, there's a ton of units that are just going to blast their way through the hatchery. So the hatchery getting blasted. 24 pros just died on the other side. Some Balins connect on them as they try and get away. That was a huge chunk just going down at once. But obviously we're base trading. In a base trade, I much prefer this Protoss army. The only question is the size of it maybe a problem? Obviously the Zerg reinforcements sometimes can find a way, and Orphan Banes especially are actually going to bring the army back, so Fant is going to try and fight. Well, I actually like the start of this fight because those Immortals are on their own. No Prism here is going to be an issue. Obviously missing the Prism really does so much bad for you. The Prism's in the main base. We are going to get a good force field down on the ramps. That is going to help. And that's massive because without that force field this would have been dangerous. Obviously we do eventually break through as Jumi's just going to try and drop the recall. Prism lives. A lot of other units died. Fant lost 47 drones. He's on 13 workers now. Don't forget, he killed the third base. He killed a lot of economy for Jumi. Jumi has a base building over here. Fant kind of has to go across the map right now, I think. The longer he waits, the worse this is going to be for him. So yes, he just kind of has to go. Where for Jumi, kind of just has to play defense. He's got Storm as well. Soften up a lot of these units. And a lot of these units are kind of Ravagers, right? More softer kind of units. Units that do not have as much HP. There's also a terrifying amount of Corrosive Bars available here for Jumi. We're paying attention. That should already be Storms going down on those Ravagers. I mean, we're actually hunting with the Prism as well, right? We can just get Storms on these units. And Fant can't really commit. Maybe Fiant's plan here just becomes to kind of try and deny the Nexus to the top side. Or actually kill some of the High Templars as they drop down. We blink across with those Stalkers. Eating some Corrosive Bars. That was always going to be the issue. But like I say, the other issue really is just the fact that this is kind of a lower HP army because of the Ravagers. They just don't have that much tankiness in them. Another Storm coming down. Every Storm right now, to me, is a step towards victory because those Storms are just going to do so much to these Ravagers. You can see the army supplies are closing in on each other, and that's great for Jumi. He was very far behind army supply-wise. Now has the Prism Micro to help. He does lose that base, but Fant is going to lose everything. And remember, he does not have economy to rebuild on that. That became a scrappy game here on Ley Lines before Jumi is going to make it into a Game 2 victory. And it's a 2-0 for Jumi. Congrats to him. Jumi 2, Fant 0 is going to be our result in that matchup. And there we go. Alrighty, let's throw it over to the bracket and see maybe where we can go. So Max Pax and Nikara did end up playing. They are in-game and have been for a little while now. That's expected because obviously we've been in-game on that last series for a little bit as well. Sure what to cast, to be honest. I wonder what Indy's casting, actually. He is live. Casting Geralt. I got a Mills live. Haven't seen a Mill in so long. I casting some of the Polish guys. I'm just trying to get an idea of where people are at as well. Rex Dolan, winner plays Hero, is currently kind of potentially setting up. Reynolds matches going on. Skillets will play the winner of Eber and Rodson. That could be kind of cool, but it also could be PvP, so approach with caution. Jumi plays the winner of Geralt Arfire, which Geralt Hydra, which would be PvP, but might actually just be a good series as well, so maybe we could do that. Only problem is I believe Geralt's only 2 minutes in game, so it would involve some waiting. That's the problem we're at right now, where whatever we do, we're probably going to end up waiting a little bit. Well, I will just take a few moments, guys, to just sell out a little bit. Some real talk is that Unfortunately, the month of December is usually one of our best months on Twitch. And plain and simple is just it hasn't been this year. I don't know for whatever reason. I mean, the viewership's been there, but the ad revenue has definitely not been as good as it usually is. That's usually a big part of things. And on the side of the ad revenue, we've also just not had as much community support, which happens some months. Some months are good, some months are bad. But it's definitely been a pretty rough month, and what's already been a pretty rough year. So StarCraft 2 for us is something we continue to try and put on to the best of our ability. So what I'm trying to say is that if you are enjoying the content, do consider supporting, because more than ever before, it really is important for us to be able to keep on producing StarCraft 2 content for you guys. So if you are enjoying the stream, ways you can support for free: follow the Twitch channel, like the YouTube stream, subscribe to the YouTube channel, watch the ads if you're given the opportunity to watch the ads. Outside of that, you can also, obviously, if you do want to support monetarily, subscribe, donate, cheer, etc. We also have the sponsor right now with Star Trek Fleet Command, a free way to support the stream. Give that a click, check out the game, play through to at least level 2, gives us our first little bit of support from that event, from that sponsorship. We'll be playing the game on stream later today on Twitch. So do check that out. Definitely one of the ways in which you can support for free as well. So, like I say, not the end of the world. We'll continue to do StarCraft 2. Probably have to scale it back a little bit, because that's just where the money is at right now. That's just where the money is at and where things are at. I mean, but to put it this way, our Twitch revenue this year is about 60%, 50 to 60% of what it was last year. So it's been a bit of a rough year, which obviously just impacts the tournaments that we can run. So again, any support greatly appreciated. Just the time of the year, unfortunately, where we have to be very realistic and frank, like comparing years and comparing where we're at and stuff like that. So yeah, that's just where we kind of stand. I'm always honest with you guys, because without honesty, we can't get anywhere. So yeah, a little bit of selling out. There you go. Does watching ads on YouTube help? Yes, watching ads anywhere helps. Ad revenue genuinely is a pretty big part of things. And yeah, check out the sponsor, Star Trek Fleet Command, !star in the Twitch chat. If you want a link on the YouTube to come support with the sponsor, I can send it over to you if you're interested. But I'm not super interested in making the YouTube stream a super advertisement heavy place. Like I said, I'm not sure how to maneuver around that just yet. So, yo, Tank Possum, thank you so much for the 3-month resub on the Prime. Appreciate it. Says thanks for the content. Thank you so much for resubscribing. I appreciate it. Thank you so very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. January, the good news is January is heating up to be a very big month for us, but not with WardiTV tournaments. I'm actually going to be stepping back from tournament organizing for at least a month to, like I say, just recoup some funds. We did a lot in December. But it's not really needed for me right now, because there is just so much happening in January. January has Masters Coliseum. There's the Leo League Cup, which is coming back bigger than ever before, so that's going to be happening as well. So the Leo League Cup, Masters Coliseum, OSC Championship is going to be taking place. We'll continue to cover Alimo League as well, guys. So we're going to have a lot of content. Just WardiTV stuff will step back a little bit. We'll try and fill the gap going into February as well. Is a €5 Patreon more worth than a Twitch abo? What does abo mean? A Twitch sub? Honestly, I will always just say that just support wherever you feel most comfortable and whatever is best for you. At the end of the day, by the time you look at transaction fees here and there, I think Patreon is one of the better places transaction fee wise, but it's also like by the end of the day, it's more important that you do whatever is comfortable to you or whatever you feel like benefits you the most. Yeah, in terms of donation, actually, direct Twitch donations, so like donating through my link that's on Twitch is a super good way to do it, because it basically comes straight to me through PayPal. Whereas on Patreon, you have to go through Patreon, that then comes to me through PayPal anyway. So, yeah, straight up donations are one of the more direct ways to support. We are awaiting, guys, like I'm saying, just keeping an eye on the Geralt matchups. The Geralt Hydra are already in game. I believe that's on Indy's channel if you want to catch it. Yeah, Geralt is up a game. Currently looks as though he's pushing in to maybe see some success in game number 2. If he wins that out, we would have a matchup. It would be PvP, but Not against going into PvP. It looks very good for Geralt as he cleans up an army and all in of his opponent. He loses some probes in the process, but yeah, GG comes down. Geralt is going to take a 2-0 there. So Geralt moves through. He will play against... yeah, he will play against Jumi. So that will give us some PvP to jump into. Like I said, I know it's PvP, but I'm kind of down just to catch a fresh series that we know is fresh, we know is starting soon. So I think that gives us a good match to jump into unless somebody else is interested in jumping on that one in terms of the other casters. I see a bunch of English casters out of game right now, so I'm just aware of the fact that maybe other people want to jump on that. A lot of people are going to be continuing to fight for more and more games as we obviously get into the later stages of the upper bracket, and there's just less matches available at any certain point in time. So, yes, we'll just, like I said, I'm fairly chilled out in terms of what we cast. I'll kind of just cast whatever we get to, so not really a big deal. So yeah, like I said, I think we'll go Geralt versus Jumi. Prize pool. This tournament has $1,000 prize pool. It's $1,000, I believe, split across the top 16. This is obviously sponsored by BASILISK. Always doing great things for the StarCraft community. Do. Alright, couple matches I'll continue to come about, guys. So, some progress being made here and there. Trying to figure things out myself a little bit. So, what we're going to head into. Not sure yet. Like I said, I think I like the Geralt series if no one else is jumping on that one. I don't think they are, so. We'll ask for Geralt versus for Jumi. Like I say, some PvP, but just happy to get in game. So I have the schedule. There is no schedule. This entire tournament just plays as the day plays. So whenever a matchup is ready, it just begins, and we are just jumping into whichever matchup is ready at any point in time. So Maxpax is already playing whoever he's playing right now. He's already in game versus Nikara. He would play the winner of Geralt for Jumi, which we could cast. Not super against doing a couple of PvPs. Really depends if anything else is going to kind of jump out to us on the bracket. There's definitely a world where we can kind of follow the bracket in a big way and just kind of keep on going with this section. There's also a world where if we come out of one match, it's like, oh, that's starting, then we'll probably just jump over there. Like I said, I'm pretty laid back about what we cast. We're just going to chill out and see where the day takes us for a lot of the time. So, yeah, there's no real schedule. There's a bunch of different streams. Everyone's hopping in and out of different games. Hero versus Rex. That's fun, but I do think Hero just wins that one. I actually think I'd like to see for Jumi continue versus Geralt. Like say PvP, but kind of a fun one. Yo, Sidman, thank you so much for the Prime sub. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for priming. Thank you, thank you, thank you. As they say, a Prime sub a day keeps the StarCraft from going away. I know that motto changes every single time I bring it up, but it's just, I mean, there's just so many mottos built around Twitch Prime. It's difficult to remember them all, you know? And to bring up each one every time. We are, again, just taking a few moments. Yo, plus minus something says, appreciate your work and your... Let me get my dashboard open to read it properly. Your commitment to the StarCraft community. Thank you so much for the £20 donation. Very generous. Thank you so much for supporting the stream today. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Plus minus something. Hell yeah. Alright, like I said, guys, we are just waiting for... We've asked for the lobby. In fact, there it is. Eldorado. Double check there's no one else in here. Looks good. So we're going to go to Eldorado here in a few moments for some PvP. But Jumi takes on Geralt in this next round of action. Get this underway in just a few short moments. And we'll kick this off. And thank you for joining us. Ellie, hello, baby. Hi. Bye. You out of here? You out of here. Alright, we're just gonna wait for Jumi. Needs a couple of minutes, so we will give him a couple of minutes. No issue from our side. Ellie really walked in very excitedly with a sheep. Was like, "Oh, you're working," and just turned around and walked straight back out. She's funny. So yeah, we're in the lobby, guys. Will not take us long. Just give Fujimi a couple of minutes he asked for. This one's game download is enough, right? I believe the first point of, I mean, downloading helps because obviously numbers are good, but if you want to support the stream more directly, if you play until level 2, if you get your commands into level 2, I believe. Let me double check it. Operations Center level 2. We actually get paid straight up hard cash if you hit Operations Center level 2. But as always, do as much with the sponsored game as you would like. If you check it out, you just want to download it to support, that's absolutely fine. I'm not going to make you guys go and play this game and grind it out or anything like that, so no pressure at all. If you just want to download it to support, that does help because, like I say, they see people downloading the game. That's very good for us for getting sponsors in the future because at the end of the day, downloads do still count for a lot. So yes, super depends on just how much you want to support with. I really do just really mean it when I say play. If you want to check it out and play it, then play it. If you don't, then no need to go any further than that. Like I said, we just wait for Jumi. I'm kind of daring enough to see where the lower bracket is at. I'm gonna scroll down. Oh my god. There's still some lower bracket matchups in like round 1. It's only best of 1, but man, lower bracket just becomes, because there's just so much more opportunity for certain matches to be slow, and then people take a break, and there's walkovers, people don't realize there's a lower bracket. A lot of reasons why the lower bracket takes a bit of time. But that's all good. Like I said, we're in no rush. I'm going to be tapping out at a certain point anyway to go do the sponsored content no matter what today, guys, so that's already kind of a little bit of a guarantee. So Jumi just returned, and we'll go into Jumi versus Geralt game number 1 here as soon as now Geralt is ready. Just waiting for him to return, and it looks like he took some AFK time as well. If you don't download, the stream won't load. There ain't anything as committed as that, you know. There ain't anything as committed as that. It's an extra little way for you guys to support if you do so wish. Yeah, we actually have, actually kind of nice, but we just got like basically a string of these sponsorships more or less set up, which is really nice because the sponsors I just mentioned, obviously it's been kind of maybe not as great of a December as we're perhaps hoping for on the stream, but it does just mean that we can really kind of lean upon the sponsorship money to support what we do for a little bit more. And we can actually just take some time to kind of, like I say, lean on that and just kind of utilize that. So that's big. So yeah, the sponsors help a lot. So there's a reason that we run them, because our stream does not have 0 outgoing costs, you know. We do have to spend money running tournaments and hosting tournaments and stuff like that. So yeah, gotta take the monies when we can. As we are having these guys chat a little bit. Apparently some free-for-all action going on yesterday. I didn't actually catch that. I think I saw that there was a free-for-all tournament going on, the Boxing Day Brawl, but yeah, I didn't actually get to catch any because I really took the full day away from the computer yesterday. So yeah, a little bit of discussion from these guys. Free-for-all's always a hot topic, aren't they, you know? Some backstabbing, some extracurriculum activity outside of just playing the game. You know, make alliances, break alliances, lie a little bit as well. We'll drop a pylon into place. Cybercore coming through. The gateways continue to come about here as well. Just going to have ourselves a probe continuing to come over. Again, just nibbling here and there. So some work being done wherever we can get it. So yeah, some little bits and pieces for the moment as we settle down. And we just have ourselves a couple stalkers coming up as well. So a couple stalkers coming through too. So yeah, stalkers coming online, the warp gate coming over. Just going to be seeing our pylon dropping into place, so we get all of that ready. As again, those stalkers continue to come by for the moment here. And again, the pylon's coming up, the warp gate coming on through. The Stargate is also just producing, so we get that Stargate coming online. And those couple stalkers already pinging their way through a pylon on the low ground, so we're just going to nibble our way through that immediately and take that off, open that up. Like I say, create some options for yourself as we progress on forward. I'm just going to see our probe still patrolling a little bit back and forth over on the other side. That probe over here. Just going to be chilling and maybe waiting for a chance here in the world of PvP. So many different things that can happen. So much that can go on. As the Stargate comes through from Geralt. Again, that Nexus coming in on both sides of the map. Stalker's going to get there. Probe will go down. Twilight Council started from both players. The Nexus continues to come through. Probes and Oracle and Warp Gates coming online as well. So again, just a little bit of everything continuing to come up. Once the Twilight Council finishes, we'll just have ourselves the Nexuses and really kind of, you know, similar scenario where we have one guy who built a couple of sentries, the other guy built an Oracle. Oracle will try and do some damage. Sentries will provide good scouting with the hallucinations throughout this as well, so you really do just kind of get to follow two different routes of this game at the moment in these early stages. The blink coming up on both sides as well. It's just going to continue through with this. As the Stalkers get there, Oracle gets turned away. The hallucinations still coming over as well. But Oracle will get pinged at. Oracle's still running. Again, the blink coming up. Couple of probes going through the forge building as well. It was fun to watch the hallucination just be like, I will forever track this Oracle. Adepts get in, and a few probes do go down. The Oracle now gets to the natural, drops the stasis ward for Jumi. Is paying attention. He is able to handle that pretty well. Oracle chasing, probe still dropping, stalkers, and sentry's going to continue over there as well to keep that Oracle chased away. For the moment, there is another stalker getting warped in, and that blink still continuing through. Oracle gets another little grab. That stalker's still just stepping up. That stasis ward coming into place. It's going to catch one single stalker there. 6 probes dropping at the moment, so 6 probes go down. It's going to be having ourselves the blink about a finish from Geralt and blink about a finish from Jumi, so they're going to have blink at about the same time here as well. Look at the unit count, it is just more Stalkers from Jumi. Plus, he's got the couple sentries, so Guardian Shield, maybe a Force Field or two to help out. Definitely ways, I think, where Jumi can more so dictate how this goes. And I think absolutely that, you know, Jumi should be able to be the one that survives on a third base while maybe Geralt ends up in some trouble. He's going to come chasing, and the sentries are going to be kind of put in position to take some damage. That's rough. Yeah, unfortunately, that does not go very well for you as just have ourselves the Oracle coming back around. It's also going to be looking for some probes over the next few moments. Another Stasis Ward coming back into play. Stalker shooting, just going to be seeing the pylon. It's not going to matter. Or maybe it could have been taken down to stop a warp, but there's a second there, so ignore me. As we do have 9 probes going down, though this Stasis Ward is finally going to catch. Geralt has been looking for that for a long time, but for Jumi just has way better numbers on this other side of the map and is pushing as though it's there as well. Stalker's still coming back over, a few more probes. Going back through, Stalker's going to hit that Nexus. The Nexus is going to go down. I mean, big win for Jumi, right? Get rid of this Nexus, you're going to be up a base. You did some good damage in this game. I think this one is pretty much just going to be resolving itself, no? And the Oracle there going to activate on a few probes that were mining on the wrong side. Now they have a little bit of a weird and wonderful escape route planned, apparently, so they're going to move across the other direction as well. Stalker's going to blink back up, another Stalker getting chased out. The Nexus will come through. 14 dead pros for Geralt. Down in workers, down in army. Has an upgrade advantage for about 30 more seconds, so that will last for a little bit, but is not going to be super significant in all honesty. Stalkers pull back over. Dog trying halfway through. The gates and the Nexus coming up as well. And that extra Stalker still building into place as we get across there. We're going to pick that up. Still whacking about as we just have ourselves the Dark Shrine gates. And plus 2 coming in, we got our Stalkers recalling back home for a few moments as well. Yo, thank you so much. Reaching level 2 on the track. I believe that's our first little pop-up. I wonder if I can actually track those. Ah, it was anonymous. Perfect. But yeah, level 2 reached on the Star Trek. That's amazing. First level 2. Let's go. The sponsorship has truly begun. Thank you so much. Checking out the game, checking out the sponsor, and supporting the stream by reaching level 2. Thank you, thank you. Now, our Stalker going to be there. Oracle going to take a few more shots of damage. Now, the Prism continues to warp in. A couple of Zealots going to get going. Stalker continues to chase for the Oracle in these early stages. Stalker gets there. Oracle gets picked. We're going to sit there, continue to move about. I see our Stalker's trying to step up as well. You see our Stalker's still moving about. A few Zealots are going to get there. We blink across. A couple Stalkers will take some more damage. Just going to be seeing Jumi trying to initiate on his army advantage, basically. And I mean, he's absolutely going to get there. As this is still doing some serious work, putting himself in a great spot. Really not much else to add on to this, I think, as he really is just in a very, very comfortable position here. So for Jumi, looking extremely good right now. As the bell gets there, the pylon will fall. We're going to get that picked off as well. As the DD is going to swipe down and knock down a couple of gateways. So that is going to be some annoyance, as now Jumi will struggle to reinforce as easily. Geralt, about 20 supply down, and has obviously been struggling all game long. Is definitely kind of having issues kind of getting his on his own 2 feet. Let's see what Stalkers and the Zealots going to come about. Just going to be seeing the few Zealots continue to charge up. And a couple more shots coming through as we do see the Stalkers continue to blink in. So Stalkers taking a lot of damage. And Prism coming over and the +3 attack coming through as well. The Zealots still going back and forth. I mean, honestly, this game is stabilizing way more than I thought it would. Geralt able to get some harassment in, definitely showing down. Or slowing down for Jumi at points where he really needs him to. And +3 attack coming up. The next on the way. Charge building as well. So it's going to jump straight onto that Nexus. We are going to see the Stalkers getting there. So that's a cancel. That's what Jumi's doing well. He's stopping Geralt from really kind of, you know, truly resettling into this game himself. So doing the best he can in that regard. And he's going to be seeing these DTs themselves. Still getting active. Still getting to work. 21 probes going down. So a lot of damage done. DTs in the main are going to get rid of the Nexus. So that will fall. Just going to be seeing the Stalkers and the Zealots continue to trade out. I mean, Geralt is basically relying on DT counterattacks to do anything for him at this point. He does not really have anything else going his way. Obviously, losing the main base is not exactly going to help him. Also having DT troubles of his own as the Stalkers continue to come across from the center over to the far left. Simple Probe just holds out on the watchtower, and that is very much so where we are at right now as we settle this back down. Just going to be seeing the Stalkers coming across. The Zealots are going to get chased. Going to be seeing a couple of DTs getting hunted down, and Jumi will close out game 1 on El Dorado. Took a little while, but we did get there. We did get to the point where we're able to call it a GG's, and for Jumi, he's able to close out the advantage. I'll drop a couple of ads in, and we'll get ourselves ready for a game 2 between these guys. In other news, Mana is into the round of 16. Max Pax is in the round of 16. He'll play the winner of this series. Sorry, round of 8. This is the round of 16. Sorry, Mana and Max Pax are in the round of 8. Apologies, guys. It's going to be potentially a very PvP-heavy bracket, by the way. So there's a lot of potential PvP the deeper this goes. Like I say, we'll probably do another couple of hours and then switch into our sponsored content or thereabouts. So just letting you guys know that that's what's going on. That's how things are going today, where things are at. So, yeah. Cool. We're just waiting for Amygdala to come up. It's just been hosted, so we're going to get this started. Listen for Jumi, so we'll take a moment here. Look, going again. How do you even see your level in the Star Whatever game? Is it 2 at the bottom left of your Starfleet badge? It's your operations center, which is I can't remember from when I played last time. I can't answer this easily right now until I played it myself, but that probably is it. So yes, that probably is how you get to level 2. Apparently, Edgar in the YouTube chat said he got to level 2 simply by completing the intro. So if you've done the intro, then you're probably level 2, yes. So thank you so much for checking it out and getting to level 2. Appreciate it. It's been a while since we've had one of these download and play the game kind of sponsors. It's been a hot second, honestly. So yeah, we'll be streaming a bit later. I'll be able to answer questions more easily when I've played it. It's been a while. I actually genuinely, out of all the games that we play on the stream, there's a few that I have genuinely enjoyed playing on stream, and Star Trek Fleet Command was actually one of them when it came to like sponsored games that we've played. and when I say this, I'm really talking about in the kind of area which surrounds kind of like the mobile kind of side of sponsored games. There's a lot of, game sponsors who do that pretty cool. But yeah, as we are gonna ready ourselves into this game 2 for Jumi versus Geralt, by the way, so that's coming up. Thank you for checking out the sponsors. Let's get back in game as we kick this off. All right, let's do this. What's the best way to donate to the channel? Patreon or your website? Does my website have a donation button? Might actually just link to the support us. Go to donation page. Wow. That would actually reach me, but it's a little outdated. But yeah, yeah. I mean, honestly, whichever is good for you. Patreon is very good. I can also give you the more up-to-date street donation link. Really update that on the website. Didn't even think about that. Yeah, honestly, whatever is better for you. Patreon or the donation link I just posted in the YouTube chat. It's really pretty much the same on my side. When you donate on Patreon, we do guarantee that money goes into tournament prize pools. But at the end of the day, you support the tournament prize pools, you're kind of supporting the channel, right? Like, support is support. So. Do I have a fax? Yeah, if you want to fax me over some notes, some money, yeah, go wild. Amazing. Yeah, I haven't updated the WardiTV website in a long time. This was something I put a lot more effort into a long time ago, and the kind of thing would just, it's still there, but kind of forgotten about, so I should probably do a sweeping overhaul of that just in case at some point. Like I say, it's not that that donation link wouldn't work, it would get to me, it's just it wouldn't pop up on stream and so on, because it's something, it's the previous site that we used. As we have ourselves a little proxy pylon coming forward from Jumi. That's not going to do much, because at the end of the day we have got, it is still on his side of the map, and his probe has moved away from it, so I don't think we're going to build anything else off of that. It's just a little bit of a fake out, trying to keep Geralt guessing as to what exactly is going to be going on in this game. And leave him trying to figure things out, basically, is kind of where you get to in those scenarios. That's kind of the whole point of PvP. Make your opponent guess, make your opponent have to try and figure it out, and just make that early game kind of stage a bit of a struggle for him. Is generally the way that you want it to go. So I was going to grab a probe, so the probe will go down. It's going to be picked up. So it's gonna hit the probe as whoa. Oh, that that definitely works. Earth 23, thank you so much for the £50 donation. That's extremely generous. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. What a huge donation. Thank you so much. Some love in the chat, please, for Earth. Thank you so much. For £50, that caught me off guard as I was snoozing through the first minute or two of Amygdala. Oof. Well, that woke me up a little bit. Thank you so much. As a little interesting for Jumi trying to get aggressive. Oh, good block. Great block there by the gateway. Just going to stop the adepts getting in. That would have caused so many more issues if those adepts get in, by the way. So yeah, really good block. Geralt could have lost a lot more probes here. Geralt on his way to the Twilight Council. While Geralt will finish up the Stargate and get his Oracle moving as well. By the way, some more results. Arfire in the round of 8 will play Hero Marine or Baby Marine. And Hero advanced against Dolan. He will play against Anna in the round of 8. So just to keep you guys up to date with where the tournament is at and where the other matches are at as well. That is where everything is going at the moment. And thank you so much for that donation. That is extremely generous. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much. A couple of devs still trying to find some damage here. Shading around. Shade does not really help you there, I don't think, actually. We see now Stalkers coming over, a couple of depths coming about. It's going to be seeing the blink coming up on both sides as those gateways continue into play. So get some gateways up, the blink coming through, the probe settling, the adepts are going to go shading down and try and see what they can do as well. Like probe's going down, just going to see the adept getting the other side, battery doing some healing. Maybe that pylon taking a little bit more damage as well, so a few more shots coming through, a few more hits coming about as we just have ourselves the robot facility coming online, the couple probes still coming through as well, so all of that still comes into play just for the moment. Get that all set up again. Robot facility, couple probes, the blink and the oracle coming online as well. Stalker's just going to gather. Again, our robot facility coming through. Going to be getting ourselves pushing towards the front of the natural. The Stalker's going to gather about. Just going to blink in. As for Jumi with some real confidence. I don't blame him. His numbers look pretty decent here as he steps up to try and fight. And the end Geralt, I think, is going to push him back. Guardian Shield's kind of a big deal, though. Having that does sway things a little bit. So we see how Stalker's getting up to the top side. We will have our Nexus taking some shots over there as well. Just going to be seeing if we can cancel the third base. That would obviously be a big advantage, but it's got a lot of HP on it. It's going to be a difficult cancel, honestly. Don't think it's necessarily going to happen. And as our Nexus, Gates, Forge, Adepts continue on by. Long time watcher, first time donator. Keep up the great work. Hell yeah, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you for watching for so long as well. Well, obviously the money stuff, well, the money side of things always helps. It's before the most important thing is showing up and watching, because without you guys watching, there wouldn't be much content to make at all, right? That is the basis of having content in the first place. Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. Probes going down on both sides. Some harassment comes in. Workers and yeah, taking some hits. I mean, honestly, the overall supply here is looking to stay pretty steady, I would say. Stasis catches just a handful of probes, so a few of those going down. Again, the probes coming about, +1 attack coming through. Simulator coming up, pylon on the way, additional probes coming over. That pylon will fall as well. Gonna knock that one down as the oracle continues to fly across. Charge still halfway done. The immortal building up here, the probes coming through, and the pylon being added on as well. Storm's coming about again. The oracle will move away for the moment. Just going to back on out of there. Obviously, there's a lot of stalkers from Geralt around the top left side. I mean, Geralt gets into the next stage of the game without being super behind, so I would generally kind of put Geralt as the favorite for myself in this matchup, right? So let's see how we can do. As now obviously not behind. Maybe a chance to actually show just how strong his PvP can be. Model will come about. Stalker steps up. He's going to be seeing the bunch of stalkers from Geralt escaping out of there. Stasis will catch a few of those probes. It's going to be seeing again the Dark Shrine coming online. The Nexus coming up as well. Just going to get ourselves a couple of extra cannons coming up as well. Prism is on the way. +1 attack about to finish. How's that +2 attack and charge coming in from Geralt? Going to maintain an upgrade lead for himself when that +2 attack finishes, so that will be nice. Watch is about to be done. Ourselves, the Zealots being a bit more powerful. These two armies have kind of circumvented each other as they go top and bottom. So we're going to deny each other's fourth bases, but the question is how much more will we do? Well, we're actually going to walk past the fourth base here because maybe the third is a better target. Both players agree. So third bases are under fire. And this game has just heated up a little bit as... And Geralt just has so much more army supply going into this. A 30 army supply lead. Jumi already supply blocked. So catching up on that army supply is going to become difficult. Stalker's Nimor is now going to jump onto this Nexus. It will take a few more shots. Probe still going down. Nexus will fall as the main base comes under fire as well. Just going to be seeing the probes getting caught in that stasis ward as well. Also getting caught in this. Going to be seeing a lot of workers going down, but Geralt just significantly has the better army, or the larger army, which at this stage is straight up size is better, it seems. I would not be surprised if that doesn't change at all, as those assaults really do just leak into this mineral line, and so many probes keep going down. Not really much else to add on this one, guys. This one does look to come to a close in these next few moments as we round out this match. Stalker step up is going to be seen. Get Jumi trying to chase down. I mean, he's worse off in economy, he's worse off in army, he's worse off in upgrades. This game has definitely been so much more about Geralt here. Well, Stalker keeps going through. Stalker's just going to chase over. He's going to continue to push back. I mean, this should just be pretty convincing. GG's, and Geralt gets to 1-1 in the series. Yo, thank you so much, Emio, coming in with the YouTube membership. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. Yo, did we get a... Oh, yeah, we did have the... Sorry, I thought the math was adding up wrong. Alright, Emio, thank you so much for becoming a YouTube member. I appreciate that as we wait for Game 3 of this series to kick on off. Playline is going to be our map. They keep linking me the lobby instead of just right, like instead of inviting me, they send me a lobby link. I feel like inviting would be better. All right, let's jump into game number 3 as we're tied up here in the round of 16. And we'll make that way into the round of 8. Lower bracket is so an absolute year away from catching up. That lower bracket is very far behind. People ask Wardy, why don't you do lower brackets for your tournaments? This is why. It just takes an extreme amount of time. And this is with them running like best of 1 lower bracket as well. Kind of crazy. Kind of crazy. And for Jumi to have his moment, he just needs a minute apparently. That's sorted out, and we'll get right back to it, guys. This thing's gonna like this thing is so funny. That freaking massive 0. Yeah, like that will continue to entertain me for a little while as we get ready for game 3 of our series. Guys are ready. Let's kick this off. Let's get this underway. Thank you for joining us, guys. I'm gonna get ready to go. And we kick off into our final game of this series. We continue our way through the games. Again, thanks for joining us. We're gonna be doing it probably about another 2 hours or so of StarCraft 2. There's probably gonna be a point where there's like only a match or two going on. Other streams have it covered. We're gonna swap into our sponsored content. I don't want to finish up super late tonight, and I do want to do my sponsored content tonight as well. Although I guess we could. I guess if it does get kind of late today, we could maybe do it tomorrow between Masters Coliseum and our 3v3 tournament. Oh, maybe that makes more sense. Maybe we will actually just oh, I like that so much more. Between Masters Coliseum and the 3v3 event, and then we could just actually keep the stream live and do something useful. Might not be able to do the full 2 hours, but I actually might be able to, depending on how long Masters Coliseum goes. And even if it doesn't, we could just let the 3v3 start and then jump into it after. Oh, I actually kind of like that. And maybe then it lets us do a little bit more StarCraft 2 tonight as well. Oh yeah, maybe that's a good idea. Maybe that's a good idea. We'll see how it goes. As we'll see how we're feeling a bit later down the line. We'll see where the tournament's at and how the games are going. And games are fun and stuff. As we do have Geralt coming down at the bottom left side for Jumi setting up as well, as we take a few moments to get underway. Moving about, gateway in the side before coming through. We get settled down for a few moments as we just have ourselves the probes continuing up as well. And Stalker in the center coming up. 2 Stalkers on the side from Geralt getting up on the way. Yo, Emio says, connected to your channel via Winter. You're great. Thank you for putting on all these matches. Oh yeah, that's amazing, man. Thank you so much. Shout out to Winter. He's been helping us to power up and fund the Monday Cups. We've been trying to give him as many replays as possible too. That's amazing to hear. So cool to see the crossover. Thank you so much for the YouTube membership. Genuinely appreciate it. Thank you so much. Like I say, always cool to see the crossover. Always a big believer in the supporting everyone else, and you know, us all kind of being involved with each other. I always think the cross support does a lot more good than it does. Some people are scared of, like, you know, streaming, you know, working together with other people doing the same thing as me. They're gonna take my viewers. No, they're gonna prime sub to that. You know, I was a fan of the cross support. A couple Stalkers picking away at the pylon. Stalkers and sentries coming down this ramp, chasing those other Stalkers away. And our Nexus coming through, the Twilight Council coming about. Just getting ourselves up and rolling for a few moments. Have to settle down this one as we have the Nexus coming through on that naturals. We keep that Nexus coming into play as well. Get that on the way up. Couple Stalkers continue over again. Blink coming up and online. The Nexus building, the probe Reducing that Oracle will drop a Stasis Ward down on the Naturals. Just going to drop that straight into position. Ooh, the Depths are now going to shade out, make their way forward as well. That Blink will continue through into play as well. And those Depths will try together to try and see if they can do something. Hallucination flies overhead. It's going to be making its way across the map. As you again have the Blink continuing to build on both sides of the map from both players. Steps get in, and they will find 1, 2, 3 probes, surely. I feel like there was definitely a third probe we could have right-clicked on there, but apparently not, as the Stasis does catch a few probes as well, which is going to be a nice addition in terms of slowing things down and getting things settled. We'll have, again, that Blink coming up from both players, as mentioned before. That's really going to be our next point of intrigue, because that's going to be what really makes this game get to be a little bit more intriguing. Once you got Blink versus Blink, a lot more mobility available on the map. And that should, like I say, do quite a bit for you here as the pylon comes down on that right-hand side. That Hallucination is going to ping the Oracle for a few moments as well, so we'll get a bit more damage done on that as well. Well, not damage, but I always say damage from the Hallucination. Obviously, I don't mean damage, but like just like information gathering. It's kind of like damage to its potential, because it's. I think that's what my brain does. Like, oh yeah, there's no way that Oracle does much. They must be getting damaged right now. It's a silly thing I say. Apologies, because I know someone out there is very ready to berate me for it, so I shall berate myself so you don't have to. Guy Wardy, right? He's mad at you. Yeah, I'm mad at myself, so you don't have to be. Incredible. Incredible. So we've seen our Stalker and our Sentry still gathering up, so they're just going to come around for a few moments as well. Just going to see the Stalkers continue to whack at each other for a couple of moments. Going to be having ourselves the Stalkers having to back away here from Geralt. For Jumi again being that aggressor. If he can cancel that third base, then amazing. We'll see if he can here. In the next couple of moments, the answer is going to be no. Tackle Stasis Waters catches a single probe there, so that's not going to be too crazy. As you see, the rest of the Stalkers are going to continue around, and they're just going to pick off that pylon, so that pylon will now fall. Nexus drops into place, again, Forge coming up, Nexus coming through, Stalker on the way about. We got ourselves the Immortal and the Stalkers coming through. And the MC Geralt chasing that down, forcing the recall. But we get out of those for Jumi, so able to escape away. Let's see the rest of the Stalkers heading down to the south. So away they go as well. They're just going to start moving across. We will see our charge coming up. The extra gates coming online. So gates coming through, probing the Stalker coming about. And those Stalkers going to get straight in this natural. Denies the pylon on the Robo. Yeah, this one Immortal. It's going to be Guardian shielded. Survives a couple of volleys. Is that good enough for Jumi, or is that going to be good enough at all? As Stalkers continue to trade out, just going to be going back and forth. But clearly Geralt at the moment has a little bit too much. As he blinks forward, more Stalkers will continue to fall. It looks as though Geralt might be sweeping this series under the rug in his favor. He will not get the Oracle Stasis Ward off. It's good now by Jumi, but it costs him a blink backwards, and he's going to kill another pylon here. Now going to start working on the Nexus as you've built yourself into a good position. So putting yourself in a good place there. As again, Oracle and the +1 attack continue to come through. Now this Nexus still taking some damage. Battery going to get overcharged, so it's going to get some energy back on track, but obviously you have some healing. It's not going to last forever, especially as Jumi is getting outnumbered, but almost 2-to-1 Stalker-wise. Or supply-wise, at least. I don't know if it's necessary all Stalkers. No, it's pretty much there, 20-to-11. So yes, almost 2-to-1 Stalker ratio Not ideal, as now Geralt does the smart thing, which I think is blinking up over here and forcing the fight onto a location where you're not set up defensively. When you're kind of trying to hold on for dear life is just going to make the guy trying to hold on for dear life have to work a little bit harder forward as those stalkers come back around. The battery will fall. Going to be seeing the Zealot's going to charge up. The stalkers are going to blink forward as well. Just going to continue to come through this, and we are going to see this trade out continue. And we have one more Zealot warping in. The Swan attack upgrade also coming online here. So we bring that all through. Stalkers are dropping to the wayside. And we are going to have ourselves Geralt, I think, on the verge of taking this series, but I mean, he's not quite there yet. Still a 20 army supply lead. The +1 will help him as well. I mean, you name it, and Geralt kind of has it when it comes to advantage in the fights. Just needs to put some finishing touches to some of these trades, and we really should be good to call this one a series. I'm kind of preemptively calling it, but it just looks so rough for Jumi. I guess we'll see if some Zealots can maybe change things. Gonna see how Stalker's gonna die. Just gonna be seeing a couple of Zealots getting pushed back. Nine probes going down. Zealots is going to jump onto that Nexus once again. I mean, Geralt just continue to hit for Jumi in as many different places as possible. Make this very difficult for him to get back on track. The Zealot's coming back over, another Zealot going down. Plus 2 attack about halfway done. The Nexus will fall. The Zealot's still going to turn back over for a moment. And it's going to be GG as Geralt is going to get the GG. So Geralt goes 2-1 in the series. And we'll play Max Packs in the next round. As we will take ourselves a moment to the next matchup. I think we're just going to go into Max Packs versus Geralt, actually. I think that's just going to be the easiest thing for us to go to. Hero Mana, Skillless is waiting for Reyno to play Night Phoenix, so that is happening. That's a fun round of 8 matchup. Arfire, Hero Marine. Almost already. Oh, that's not in game yet, actually. If that's not finished, that could be a possible round of 8 for us to jump into as well. Yeah, the round of 8's definitely heating up. This is where some of the big hitters of the tournament are going to really start meeting each other. It's already casting. Let me just check that quickly. Trying to steer clear of other
Thank you, Patches, as
guys.
well, mate.
He's in the lower bracket, of course he is. Roddy, the champion, always in some weird section of bracket. Actually, would not mind seeing Hero Marine Arfire. I think that'd be cool as well. We can either go Max Packs Geralt or Hero Marine Arfire. If you got any preference on that in the chat, then let me know. I'm trying to figure out if Hero Marine Arfire are about to begin or where that's at. No, they're about to start. Maybe we do that for some TVP and just mix it up a little bit. I'm kind of down for that. Switch it up. We just did a PvP. A bunch of people saying Hero Marine already. Yep. Okay, sure. Here, okay, everyone wants Hero Marine Arfire. Perfect. We'll jump into that. That works for me, guys. And we can stick in this top section of the bracket and go into the winner of that versus Max Packs or Geralt. If that sounds good to you guys, I think that will be our plan here. Yay. Thank you so much for joining us, by the way. Appreciate you guys tuning in. I'm going to drop some ads while we wait for people to do videos and be ready. And we'll get back to this ASAP, guys. Again, thanks for joining us today. We'll get back to it very soon. Yo, Sunhands, thank you so much for the Prime sub. Thank you so much. Appreciate the Prime sub. Thank you, thank you. Hope you're doing well. And thank you for choosing the channel to drop your Prime on. I appreciate it. Love your content. Hey, thank you so much, man. Appreciate the support. I really do. A little speech earlier about how important support is right now, so I don't want to repeat that every time, but right now it really does help out a lot, so thank you so much. Appreciate it. Here in a minute, Arfire about to start, so we will just wait for that, guys. Everyone seemed to want that one when given the choice, so we will do it. The level 6 in Star Trek, hope it helps. Gonna focus on the games now. Hell yeah, thank you so much for getting to level 6, mate. I appreciate it. It will probably pop up on the screen at some point soon. Usually it has a little bit of lag, like, I don't know how it works, but I think oftentimes like a bunch come through at once, so like updates once every like hour or two. So, yeah. Amazing. Alright, we will take a few moments. Like I said, I'm actually liking the idea because tomorrow, because Mars Coliseum doesn't last very long, I think it's very realistic we could do Mars Coliseum, do our sponsored content, and then join our 3v3 tournament. I actually think that would work way better. We could even do like an hour, and we could just do however long in the middle of sponsored content, and then do the rest of it at the end. So it actually works very well, I think. I think this is a way better idea than trying to cut off and finish at a certain time of day to do it. I kind of like that. I think that's going to be a little bit better for me. So I think we'll probably do that, guys. Amazing. We will wait for the Hero Marine and Arfire lobby, as I presume they are just vetoing. And yeah, Max Bax and Geralt are about to start playing, so that series will go on. The winner of that ends up playing against Hero Marine Arfire after, so we really can just probably sit in the top side of the bracket. I'm not sure if they're going to make the upper bracket semifinals wait for other people or whatever. So yeah, I'm not sure what the dealio is going to be there, but that's how we're going to approach this. Alright, we just waiting, like I say, for these guys to finish up their videos. We should be able to jump into it. In the Basilisk Big Brain Bouts end of year open event. Big Brain Bouts every Friday, usually on Roddy's channel. Always a good time. Appreciate them letting us come in and cast some games today. Good fun for us and on our side. Just waiting for this game to get going here. Marine just jumped into a game, so we should have a lobby link any moment. Whispers of Gold. Perfect. Let's do this. Alright, Whispers of Gold for Bad TVP. Herein will be a favorite here. That's okay. If this is what you guys wanted to watch, then this is what we shall watch. We'll kick this off. And, yeah. Get this underway. At the bottom right, our red Terran player. And we're in the bottom right, and Arfire in the upper left. As we get this underway. Game number 1. Actually kind of excited to see what Arfire has in store for us. A young French kid who has been very good over a long period of time in StarCraft 2. We watched a lot of his games. He plays in a lot of WardiTV tournaments, especially in the early rounds and the qualifiers and so on. always fun to see him playing, and he was the proxy robo kid in PvP for a long time because he would just proxy robo everybody. Definitely a fun player. Keep a track of here. Let's look at this underway. Cybercore coming up, Nexus on the way through, the Zell's coming about, just going to be seeing our probe coming about as well. We just settle down, take a few moments, and our Nexus coming through. Double Reaper on the way from Hero Marine. He might be a little quirky in this matchup. Play a little bit aggressively with a couple of Reapers, see what we can do with those. A couple of Reapers pop out in a few moments' time. Get that settled in. Moment. Starlight Council's halfway done, a couple of Reapers coming about. Again, the Hellion producing on the factory. You seen the two Reapers actually going to start on that Zeld already, so able to put some work in there. You seen the Zeld actually turning around, going to swipe off. Actually kind of funny because the Terran units have actually taken quite a bit of damage. We have obviously been able to kill an Adept. As now this Reaper will go down. The Hellion's still low. The Zealot survives through this, which is pretty incredible, actually. The Hellion going to loop around and is going to get away. Obviously, with reinforcements coming through, this is going to be the reinforcements the Hero Marine will absolutely push this back with. And Hellions, the Reapers continue to come across. Just going to chase in and put some damage on. The Adept already taking shots. The Stalker going to turn around to try and help out as well. And just got that robo facility, gateways, probes, blink, all the good stuff continuing to come through for the moment. The Hellion's going to come and join us. So those Hellions and the Reaper's going to poke through. The Adept and the Stalker going to take quite a bit of damage. A little grenade going to bop the Stalker back. Stalker going to take a few more shots. Another grenade as the Stalker comes into the wall. We're going to kill that Stalker. Might have the DPS to kill another 4 Reapers that are still pretty ferocious. They're not going to be too healthy here, so they are going to step away before we continue. And now the Reapers are going to back out of there as Hero Marine is on his way to the Siege Tank and the Raven to continue with some more pressure at this point in the game. Those Reapers back up towards the top side again. Blink finishing very soon. The Warp Prism is on the way out. The couple of additional probes and a simulator coming by as well. So all of that is coming up here as the Stalkers will chase and we get a Reaper kill. So one Reaper goes down immediately. Siege Tank and a couple of additional Marines are being brought through too. Like I say, Hero Marine, you've got to imagine has got some kind of a push behind this. Typically in TVP, you do get to go pushing at some point. It is a 3-gate blink pressure that will come his way, so he has to make sure he does not leave himself so exposed that is a factor, but let's see what happens. Let's see how this goes down. And the Stalker just getting warped in here. Let's do have ourselves the Siege Tank Marines. Ready up, what's the defense like? Tank is setting up behind a wall of structures in the main base, so that does look pretty darn safe. The Stalker's blinking straight through, just going to be having the Marines, the Raven, and the Reapers coming back across. Ooh, Raven nearly going down, actually. Needs to be a little bit careful. There's another Stalker or so. Getting warped in as well. Combat Shield and Stimpack both coming through. Marine Marauder coming online. We got a bunker starting up as we speak. Just going to see this Prism continue to come over towards the right-hand side of this main mineral line. We'll try and drop through. The Prism drops the Stalkers in. Siege tank is going to be firing away on them. Marauders are going to try and fire back. Marines step away from the other Stalkers as well. Siege tank, Marines, combat and stim all coming through. The Stalker's going to drop on top of the tank here. As the auto turret will fall down, we actually get rid of the Siege tank immediately. Those few Stalkers dealing out some damage, and the Marines, the Reaper, and the Marauders are going to gather up. SCVs are going to pull through as well. So in we go. Just going to chase after this as here Marine. He needs to try and survive through this. The Prism now microing those Stalkers as well as they take a step forward for the Siege tank. Ugh. It's a little ugly because we took a lot of damage while stepping forward, and then you can't blink away defensively. You know, you can't blink down to the low ground or anything. I actually really like this from Arfire until he decided to step into that Siege tank. I think that was the a big mistake. That was just an unnecessary move and was, like I say, extremely costly as well. I think he misjudged how well that was going to go for him, to be honest. So yeah, that kind of sucks a little bit as the bio regathers on the natural. Just going to be seeing the Prism in the main moving over as well. Now unload a few of these Stalkers on top of this Siege tank as the SCVs try and pull through to play the repairing game. Try and get that back up and healthy. Just going to get that repaired up immediately. Charge still coming through. Extra gates coming online as well. And again, +1 attack. Siege tank, Marines, and Marauders all still coming about. A few Marauders are going to stim after those Stalkers as well. So the Stalkers get pushed away over to the left. In the end, here Marine is going to stabilize, but he's down 12 workers. He's got a good army supply. I wonder if he can do anything with that coming across the map. Maybe he can get a little bit of a push going. Robo Bay will begin again. Additional gateways coming online as we speak. So we get all those gates coming up with the Robo Bay. So you see the tech coming through here. Marine will build a third CC as he starts +1 attack on because of shells and begins a move across the map to try and put some damage into play here, I would imagine. Try to get something done ASAP. Drop into the main base from here. Marine is already going to be one way in which we try and find some damage. Dropping straight in. 6 probes going down. Those Marines going to continue on to the Zealots for a little bit. A couple Stalkers going to continue to go. And play cleanup. Now the bio coming in from the right side. Raven overhead. Fallon going to go down. Battery going to be there repairing up as well. A couple tanks will unsiege. Oh, it lifts into the medevac. We're not going to lose that, right? No, we are far enough away from danger. Medevac will not go down. That was definitely a dangerous moment, though. A little bit scary, no doubt. Continue to charge through. A couple auto turrets going to be right there to help out. The Zealot's going to take some damage as well. Stalker's still pushing up. Arfire looking pretty good at the moment, I'll be honest. Pushing forwards with confidence. Pull all the way back again. +1 attack. Extended thermal lens coming through as well. That Colossus still on the way in. Barracks still being brought up as well. We're seeing the bio move into the main base to deal with the Prism play here as Marine has to play defense. I like it for Arfire, you know. 4th base coming online, realizing the position he's in, that he has a chance to just expand here and to take that location. So he will do exactly that as the units gather back toward the Colossus on the top. Going to be seeing a few more Marauders coming through, Viking the medevac coming over, SCVs and the +1 armor coming up as well. This medevac moves away through the bottom side for a couple of moments. Just going to step away for a couple of seconds on that one. As the bio still gathering, a little bit of healing being done. Marauders still being brought back up to HP. And here Marine will step up and to try and take his 3rd base here. A little bit of a messy game as a couple Stalkers get chased down. Going to chase that Stalker as well. It will fall. The other Stalker still being hunted. And they will fall as well. So damage still being done across the board there. Good job. Here Marine for chasing. He's going to get Colossus too. No, Arfire falling apart a little bit as he's going to lose the 4th base, man. Here Marine pushes across the map and finds so much value. Jeez. Stalker's going to get underneath. That's a full medevac going down also. And to drop into the main base. Yo, Non-Imber, thank you so much for the 15-month resub. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, teammate. Thank you so much for the resub. Appreciate it. As Arfire will have to unload back over on the left-hand side, so coming back through over here to knock down a pylon. And here Marine. Definitely, again, a great couple of moments for him, but Arfire will restabilize and yeah, just try and get this 4th base going again. I mean, just what a great moment or two, because you get rid of the 4th, you get a Colossus, you'll delay the two main things that Arfire was stepping into in a great timing, right? He's getting the 4th base up very nice and quickly. He got that 2nd Colossus up. His army was getting stronger and stronger. And he just takes some steps back there as the empty medevac is the one to die, which unfortunately for Arfire means that Heromarine will get a full unload into this main base, and that's going to be assimilators, but also the Forge is obviously extremely exposed here as well based on the current positioning. It's an easy pick-off to deny the armor upgrade for Heromarine. And Arfire had some good moments in this game, but you can see the part now where Heromarine is maybe a little faster, a little bit more effective, and just in general finding a little bit more success across the entire course of this game. The Raven, the Bio, the Widowmine still coming through. As a few extra results come in, the probes are coming up. Missile turret, armory, engineering bay, command center continuing online as well. The unit's going to gather together as we do have our CC and the Marauders coming up. The armory continues into play, over halfway done at the moment on the left-hand side. The rest of this Bioforce gathering up as well. Extra Stalkers warping, the rover facility coming online. Again, that Ghost in production as well. Still trying to come through here as the armory is about to finish. The depots in the command center will continue up. Maybe seeing the Bio still giving a little bit of a cuddle to that command center for a few more moments. Just right there. The Bio will now step out up the left side of the map as well. So it's going to get grabbed pretty much straight away. Just going to get rid of that. Maybe seeing this pylon gets cancelled up. Bio going to step away from this whole scenario. Settle back down here. Gathering over to the right as we actually do have the Marines. It's going to go in after the Zealot as well, so just trying to play a little bit more cleanup. Bioforce still stepping to the center. +3 attack, Prism speed, get a couple of disruptors on the way. Actually going to see this army going to fight right now. Colossus getting anti-armor missiles. Can we keep those alive? We're going to find out soon as now the Viking count looks very good. The disruptors are not really doing enough. Heromarines army absolutely looking pretty comfortable at the moment as we kill every disruptor. We killed all the Colossus. There's another disruptor that's reinforcing. But relying on reinforcing disruptors is not exactly the greatest way of winning games, but it is going to buy you a little bit of time there as you did get a decent connection. The problem is the Stalkers are still melting. The Zealots are not doing enough. They're not killing anything at the end of the day is what's basically happening. Heromarine with an armor upgrade apparently is able to sustain through that. Army still gathering up. A few probes gathered together. Again, the 2 disruptors, the +1 armor, the +3 attack upgrade, all coming online right now as our Ghosts, Vikings, Marauders pull back down to the south. I love that Heromarine has these sense towers up as well, obviously. Keep a better track of what is going on and where. +2 ship weapons, 3/3 upgrades, all coming through, giving you a little bit more kind of, well, even more of an advantage really when it comes to the armies. I mean, to be fair, Arfire has +3 attack. Obviously no second forge, but I guess the upgrades aren't terrible from Arfire. Just feels as though Heromarine is moving through very smoothly from step to step of this game. Like I say, rough start for Heromarine, but once he started turning around, it's felt pretty comfortable for him at the moment. Am going to go off, kills the Zealot. Bio steps forward, gets rid of the first disruptor. Second disruptor goes down. The next disruptor does land, though. Just not sure if it's really going to matter. We're still killing disruptors as we chase away here as well, so we'll get a little bit more able to be done. Now having the Bio just again pushing that force back. And Heromarine still up by about 40 army supply. Obviously, we can get a warp in there to cut that down a little bit at some point, I'd imagine, but yeah, definitely getting to become a pretty serious problem as Stalkers and Zealots come across. It's going to knock down a Sense Tower. The rest of the Bio still gathering together as well. 3/3 upgrades, +2 ship weapons. all coming online for the moment. Bring all of this through as a couple Disruptors Gates and Dark Shrine build into play as well. Welcome stepping straight through here. Zealot going to go down. The rest of the Zealots, the Stalkers charging forward. Force field drops as well. Disruptor Shock going to land on a Marauder. We lift that up with the Marine. Just going to grab it out of there. Three upgrades coming through. The +2 ship weapons coming online. Ourselves the juiciest reactor even. So the medevac upgrade going to be there as well. Help here Marine with those medevacts as this game continues to grow deeper. Eight probes picked up as well, just as this drop play continues to see success. A couple glibs, the advanced ballistics coming through. Coming over to the bottom side, just see the units continue to gather in once more. Fire steps up, just going to knock down a pylon here as well. Now going to move in toward this Nexus, where we're going to see a Chrono Boost coming down. Nexus is going to be, sorry, not Chrono Boost, a recall coming down. Nexus still falls. Hammer in the top right to find a bunch of pros. This Disruptor Shock clips the edges, but not much else. He dives in, he will kill one. The other Disruptor actually misses as Hero Marine moves towards the later stages of its connection. Hero Marine is still pressing forwards with this army on the right, army on the left. Still stepping through, just going to be seeing the rest of this all going down. Zealots are getting cleaned up, Stalkers are going down as well. Yeah, I mean, honestly, Hero Marine, you might get cleaned out a bit on the left, but his army on the right is still going to be forever strong at this point. Another Disruptor Shot will try and land, hits the Marauders, but they survive with that new Disruptor damage. Marauders don't get one shot from full HP. Still nice, though, because it does mean that the Marauders are low HP for future fights if it happens immediately. That'd be good if you had any sort of a follow-up. Bio just going to come back over. Just going to see a couple of Disruptors moving through. Just going to be seeing those shots firing over. Richie says Arfire. This one will get cleaned up. That will come to a close here. It's going to be Hero Marine taking game one of the best of three. But Hero Marine opens up strong. He is going to get himself the game win in the end. It obviously was pretty rough going for a little bit. Definitely didn't look like it was going super well for a little while. But we get there. The end of it is going to be as we get ourselves ready for game number 2. Get into that Arfire Hero Marine second game. Actually, nice to have a long game because it gives us a good chance of perhaps seeing straight from this series to the next series, basically, right? Like, there's a good chance of just being able to cross straight from one to the other. In fact, MaxPax has already 2-0'd Geralt, so MaxPax is waiting for the winner of this series right now in the semis of the upper brackets, so that is where we are currently at here today, guys, in the Basilisk Big Brain Bouts end of the year special. Look, your media brackets fill out nicely. Hero Marine is the only, potentially the only non-Protoss player in the top 8. It's going to become a real PvP fest further down the line. No Zergs play today. Yeah, that's a little bit crazy as we jump into it. Oh, we're just getting distracted looking at the bracket from Wikipedia. You can see just how race dominated it is to Protoss. Bottom left. Our red Terran player is going to be Hero Marine. And the top right, our blue Protoss player is Arfire. Alright, game number 2 as we settle down. Get this going. probe scouts across to the other side as Arfire looks for a check to see what's up in the main base of Hero Marine to start us out. On the way through, the orbital command coming over. Just going to be seeing our CC building up as well, so we bring all of that into play. And the next coming about, the gateway building, Adept coming online. As we take a few moments with that probe heading to the upper right hand side. React coming up from Hero Marine back at home. And this probe returns home. We'll see the movement of the Reaper. It's just going to scatter around for a couple of moments. Says, yo, Red Panda Man 8, thank you so much for the 4-month resub on the Prime. Thanks for all the content every year, especially during the holiday seasons. Absolutely no worries. Thank you so much for supporting it and using your Prime here on the channel. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. I'm following this Reaper, but it's really just doing a little patrol back and forth as Hero Marine goes straight to the 3rd CC, so last game, very tech heavy, not necessarily go his way. This game going to be much faster than triple CC, much more eco heavy, right from the very get-go here. So the Adept will try and step forward and is going to shade its way through. It's just going to the other side for a couple of moments there. Moments. Look in the couple of Marines will try and chase that Adept down, force it to shade again. Yo, what's up, Captain Canada 12 as well? Thank you so much for the 4-month resub on the Prime as well. Happy holidays all to you as well, matey. Thank you so much for dropping the 4-month resub with your Prime. Appreciate it. As always, thank you for supporting the stream. Reaper is actually going to catch the Adept here. Shade is moments away. And the Marine hit is what gets the kill, so that will go down. Able to get that grab, that will be felled, and now we have ourselves that Blink Continue nub. Still got some Stalkers out toward the middle of the map, moving their way through the middle to the bottom left. For the moment, away we go. Think about a finish again, +1 attack and stim coming through. There is going to be the mule dropping into the natural. Stalker still gathering together. And next is coming in, just going to be seeing the Observer, the Probe, the Forge coming up, Barracks, Factory, and Refineries coming through. Stalker's just sitting out the front, but nowhere near as aggressive as last time as Arfire, focusing on the 3rd base and the future tech here this time around. Instead, there's a couple of barracks still come up. Well, Stalkers gather up, the Observer gonna fly on forward, a little bit of bio coming about also here as we just take a moment or two. And the charge and the +1 both coming online. The gateway's coming online as well. Just have ourselves a few Stalkers still at the front, just keeping an eye. I mean, the SCVs are pretty bold, so Hero Marine is almost waiting for aggression that's not coming his way. Almost expecting this to be more Stalkers than what exist. So yeah, some lost mining time for not really any reason there from our Terran player. The kind of thing that's not a big deal, but could absolutely be a little bit of a factor as time passes on. You know, a little bit of lost mining time is going to mean you just have less stuff. You know, in a closer game or in a closer kind of paired matchup where, you know, Hero Marine is, you know, against like a Max Pax or so, you don't get away with that, right? Against an Arfire, he just is prioritizing safety first. He's like, okay, if I just don't die here, I'm going to be absolutely okay. So, yeah. Combat shield, composite shells, all coming up. We are going to be seeing a little bit of bio going back the other way again. And that Charging the +1, continuing to produce. +1 extended thermal lance coming up. A little bit of bio going to step forward. The Colossus is going to be there. And that bio going to chase for the Stalkers. He's going to be able to grab 1, grab 2. And the +1 attack about to complete. The Colossus coming in. Medevac still building. A couple of Widow Mines from here and Ring coming up as well. So we continue to get that on the go here. Once again, our +1 armor upgrade coming about. Our Medevac still coming over. SCV's going down as we do get some harassment, but for the most part chasing this back. And the Marine's going to hit the hallucinated Phoenix, just going to chase that way. On the other side, extended thermal lance, +2 attack and +1 armor still coming through. The Bioforce back through the middle here is just going to resettle as the hallucination, and it's going to go down as well, most likely. Goodbye, see you later. So hallucination will fall. And yeah, just some Vikings, Widow Mines, Marines all continuing through. Just going to get a little grab over on the top side, ready to make a bit of a push forward. It's going to be a dead Colossus. It's going to be a dead army just in general, I think. As the bio pushes through, it's going to be really knocking everything down, and that is going to be GG here. Marine takes game number 2, and will advance to the semi-finals, where he will play against Max Pax in this winner bracket semi coming up real shortly. So here, Marine able to take that one down to 2-0 for him. Awesome. All right. Well, that's a convincing one too. Very convincing. As we will take a couple moments. Alright, I think we will probably just go into Max Pax versus Marine. Not sure what Roddy's doing, or if Roddy's going to start casting these upper bracket matchups, or what his plan is, but... Arfire had some good moments, but you just saw the lack of well-roundedness, I suppose. As Reno apparently brought it back against Night Phoenix with his Terra, and is now going to be playing Zerg against Skillus as well, so that's going on too. I guess Roddy's probably going to cast that. Well, we can go into the... Oh no, he's not. We can maybe... Did that start? I guess Steadfast is going to do Rain or Skillus. We can do Hero Marine Max Pax. Let's just stick with Hero Marine. Alright, cool. I'll run some ads, guys, because we're going to have to wait for some videos. Like I say, Human Marine Max Pack coming up. We'll get that underway. Thank you for joining us here today. I appreciate you guys dropping by. Actually, I would like to... Cool, I'll be 1 minute, guys. Be right back. Hello guys, welcome back to me. It didn't start yet. If they host the lobby, I want to just go quickly grab like a little snacky. Again, the lobby, but maybe we just wait for the next match actually. Focus as well. We can just wait. Alright, we'll just jump into this then. And the players are ready very soon. Alright, we'll just give it a moment or so, guys. Here, Marine Max Pack's coming up. Peek on here, Marine stream, see where they're at. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so they're literally picking the first map now, so we should be good to jump into that in just a moment. Perfect. Their line's gonna be map number 1. Let's get this going. Let's get it going. Wow, 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 wow. Oh, I steadfast in this one. Bruh. Steadfast. Literally. Why would you join this one when there's freaking Rain or Skillers? Did he miss Rain or Skillers? Mind blown. Alright, let's hop into it. And as we go into game number 1 of this best of 3, as we have in the bottom left hand side, our blue Protoss player. This is Max Pax. On the top right, our red Terran player is Hero Marine as we enter this best of 3 game number 1. Get this started and away we go. So, we get going. There's going to be seeing our SCV coming across and, sorry, our probe coming across to do some of the first scouting of the game here from Max Pax. Going to be coming straight through. It's going to be seeing the probe nibbling at the SCV. Probe on the way. Nexus and the Cybercore coming up. Orbital builds on the side of Hero Marine as well, so we just get that going immediately. There's a couple of SCVs will run around and try and cause us a little bit of trouble on our probe for a few moments. Again, the Cybercore and the Nexus building up here, and we get that all underway. The Observer UI I use is the reason I don't use the one that shows the camera location of the players on the minimap, because that's not built into the UI. That's actually built into the mod that the game is hosted on. So it has. Yeah, basically, no, I can't impact that myself unless I make the players host a certain mod, which they don't always host. There's so many mods nowadays to kind of give the game hard effect with like the work kill counter and the other benefits of game hards, and it's on the newer ones. It's just not on all of them because people still host the older ones and stuff. So yeah, that is why. It's very confusing. It's like some of the UI features are built into the overlay or the UI, and some of them are built into the mod in the game. And sometimes for logos and stuff, you have to do like a separate logos file thing, which is confusing. It's a whole thing, guys. Yeah, it's pretty funny. It's just going to be having a couple of Marines coming through. Again, the factory and the CC continue to come online. We get that going. for a couple of moments. Just got ourselves a blink and the warp gate coming through. He's going to fight the Adepts. He's going to be seeing the Adept getting chased. It's going to go down as well. The Adepts will just fall for a couple of moments. And a good defense from Hero Marine is definitely a pretty, pretty neat matchup we got here. Honestly, Hero Marine Max Packs. It's been a while since I casted Hero Marine Max Packs. Hero Marine doesn't play in all of the online stuff as Max Packs does, so yeah, kind of exciting to see a matchup here between these two guys. I actually think that's very exciting. You know, well, we used to watch these guys all the time in the ESL Open Cup Europes and stuff. As our robot facility comes through, the gateway and the blink continue to come up. Again, Stalker just going to gather in there. The blink continues to come around. Prism coming online as the Nexus also comes into play. Just got ourselves a lot of build up out the way here as that Stalker continues to move over. The Reaper continues to go scouting as well, just checking the top corners, checking to see what's going on and where. And to see what is happening around the map as these few Stalkers come back over the middle. And MaxPack's already set to probably apply some blink pressure, as MaxPack so often does. So he gets that up and running. With the third Nexus starting behind it, and the Stalkers will just sit out the front here and, like I say, see what it is that they can do. More Stalkers get warped in immediately, and that Prism will be here with the Stalkers. There's one more Stalker warping in. Stimpack and +1 both coming up. Starport on the way out from here. Marine. The Marine's still producing. Now Stalker's going to hit the bunker. Bunker is going to get blinked back away from. And our Nexus coming over. The couple of probes are coming up. Stalker's just warping again here from here. Marine as he settles down. Step through again, just going to be seeing those Stalkers turned around once again. Siege tank shots are going to hit those Stalkers in a pretty heavy manner. Again, Stim, Combat, +1, all continuing through. We're just going to have our Stalkers gather up there as the Prism turns away from the main base, so it's just going to take a step out of this as now the Stalkers gather on the low ground. And we get ready for potentially a push into this natural as our Stalker's going to come straight through here and start hitting those Marines. Tank is going to get a few shots off. Remember, MaxPack is on a third base behind this already, so that third base is already coming up. So he's going to have that available. Again, Stimpack about to finish up, +1 attack, and the combat shield coming through also. So again, a lot of that coming in right now as the assimilator and a pylon continuing through as well. Stalker will shoot, a bit more damage being dealt. It's going to be seeing the bunker going down. It's going to have a concussive shells and combat shield continue to come through also. Medivacs, Marines, and Marauders all building. We got a missile turret and a couple of SCVs coming through on the side of Hero Marine. And that Bioforce still hitting those Stalkers. One more Stalker goes down immediately. +1 attack and charge building through the Robobay, Gateways, Nexus. Continue to come online. Team just fires away. The Marines step underneath. The Observer goes down. I was going to obviously try and chase the Stalkers back again. We've got charge on the way. That charge is going to be the way that these gateway units can obviously do so much better. Because obviously with the charge available, they can really tank for the Stalkers. The Stalkers can then combine with those Zealots. Make a pretty scary combination of units. So a lot you can get out of that. You're going to lose the Prism. A little bit sad for MaxPack. So just flying that across there. So that does go down. Now trying to move some of these Stalkers away as he once again looks to try and stay safe against this bio army which is chasing you about. Also still building through, plus the attack is starting. The bio going to come and fight straight onto these Stalkers again and just keep pushing MaxPacks away. Here Marine continue like this, he's going to have enough pressure to get across the map and put himself into a very good position, honestly. Again, +2 attack, +1 armor, both still building up. The ship weapons coming through. Medevac's on the way with the extra SCVs coming over. The probe going to come and drop a pylon over on the sides. Colossus is still throwing a boost in Marines. And the Medevac coming down the side. It's going to be seeing the bio chasing. The Stalker's getting hunted. See a couple of those probes getting jumped on. We are going to see the Colossus on the way out. Team Marine is going to get a couple of probes before being inevitably pushed back with the warping. He is going to be in a weird spot because there's some units hitting the third base, so he's going to be taking Zealots on the third. He's got his army coming around here. The Stalkers and Zealots over there from MaxPax. We're going to be in a full base trade scenario. I don't think MaxPax realizes it yet. So MaxPax has to figure out how he's going to do this. Is he just going to push in and commit to the base trade, or is he going to have a different kind of approach to this right now? When he comes over, he is just going to send it. I mean, I think that makes sense. You're on the other side of the map. Unless you drop an instant recall, I think this is the best approach you can make. As he stands there and fights, he actually has a good amount of units at home, using some probes to try and protect, keep the Colossus alive as long as possible. It's kind of working over here. That Colossus is getting a lot of damage done. Now, it's not going to last forever, but lowering these units on HP, the Medevac's already drained of energy. That actually does a lot for you as MaxPax. I think that's going to be a big step in the right direction. As Hero Marine already lost so many workers, the army of MaxPax on this other side is not being cleaned up compared to Hero Marines, which is being cleaned up slowly but surely. And now with a recall, I think we might have the units to actually get rid of this force. Remember that everything's super low HP because the Medevacs have no healing energy. Looks like we're going to wait for the lift and leave, and Hero Marine will evacuate. Army supplies evening up. A lot of Hero Marines army supplies in these Medevacs, which is currently being hunted down by MaxPax. He was actually going to let them kind of get down to the bottom side here. I actually think he stepped back for a second, which was unnecessary. That maybe cost him the chance to kill one of those Medevacs already, but the problem for Hero Marine is if you never get those units out of the Medevacs, as we are going to get a kill, then how do you ever take a fight? We're going to try and come forward here. Oh my goodness, he actually doesn't lose the Medevac, and he will keep the units alive. Bio coming back across. The Zealot Stalker Colossus coming over as well. Just going to have those Vikings still nearby as two. Gather everything up as the Stalker's going to try and keep on trading. But yeah, MaxPax has clearly done just enough in this sequence of events to tilt things into his favor. Looking very good for him in this game number 1. Pretty cool game. So we have a Vikings going to go for the Colossus. That's going to be GG's, and MaxPax is going to take this one. So MaxPax goes up 1-0 in the best of 3 with game 2 coming up in a second. And we'll get this MaxPax Hero Marine series resuming in just a few moments, guys. Thank you for joining us today. Appreciate you all tuning in. Thank you so much for being here with us for the BASILISK Big Brain Bouts. Wardy getting the casted edition. Very exciting. Very exciting as we get readied up. Game number 2 here in a moment. MaxPax leads 1-0. What happened to Special? Special just slowly stopped playing, and I don't know what he's up to right now, but he just slowly kind of stopped playing, it felt like, over the last year. So I mean, he still played in the regionals and stuff, but he definitely stopped playing in a lot of the additional events. I have no idea what he's up to right now. When was the last time Special played? I'll find that out while we go in game. He last played at the eSports World Cup qualifier. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I think just played for the eSports World Cup qualifier, lost, and went and did other things. Because he was still grinding kind of online events somewhat in the build-up to that. I say grinding. He played in some online events in the build-up to that, but yeah, I think probably gone until there's an announcement of regionals or something to that effect. Special was a player that really benefited from the regional system. Even when it merged from Latin America into Americas, I think he still benefited a lot from that kind of setup. He could be one of the best in that region, and, you know, that does a lot to support you. If that's not going on, then maybe moving on is probably one of the best things you can do. Pong seems to have stopped SC2 as well. Pong stopped SC2 a long time ago. Yeah, he moved into Stormgate and pretty much went all in on Stormgate / other games. So yeah, he left StarCraft 2 a long time ago. He stopped streaming also. He was in Korea. He left Korea though. He left Korea a while back, I believe. Special did. He was in Mexico for the last few months, I believe, of him playing. I think. Yeah, it's kind of sad. I'm not gonna lie. Had a little bit of like sad feelings the last few days as you know we get close to the new year, and I'm wondering if we're gonna get a StarCraft 2 announcement. I'm like, man, like it's genuinely sad. We're seeing players that over time players have obviously left StarCraft 2 and they stop playing, but like we're gonna see a lot of players just stop playing SC2 if things do not pick up and something doesn't change, or we don't get like a bigger event announcement. Like, I can do everything I can. At the end of the day, I can't fill the gap of a freaking circuit, right? Like none of us can, in the community level. So it's rough. Like, people are going to be leaving StarCraft 2 and moving to other things and moving on with their lives. And the fact that we're going to see a lot of players I think have already started to do that, even after like this year's eSports World Cup. A lot of people have already moved on, and that kind of reality sinking in is pretty sad, honestly. Sad faces all around. So yeah, honestly, pretty rough time to be a StarCraft 2 fan, to be honest. So yeah, pretty rough time to be a StarCraft 2 fan. But all we can do is stay positive and keep on casting and enjoying the games that we can get and running whatever we can run to keep the players somewhat entertained while we hopefully have an announcement soon, right? That's all we can do. Adept going to shade towards the top of this ramp. The Zealot is going to be there paired with said Adept. Turns that around and picks off the SCV on the command center, so the command center will get depowered. The couple of Hellions and the Marine will turn onto the Adept as well. Adept will take a few more shots. I was going to see those Adepts coming back over. SCVs will continue to be chased. Just going to get hunted down for a little bit. You see one Hellion going down. The Zealot's still going after that SCV. SCV jumps into the command center, so is able to get away. The Zealot's still stepping through. The Hellions are still going to move out. They're going to go and try and fight that Zealot as well. You also hope Inno returns. No, Innovation already returned from military and played for like a month or two and just left. He got into a GSL. He lost. He played a couple of tournaments in our streams. He actually played pretty well. I remember a series he played against Dark that was really sick. He played a really sick game one. I believe it was Ascension to... Was that the map, Ascension to Aya? Ascension to Aya, SC2. 222. No, that's not it. What was that map like 2 map pools ago? Oh. I can't remember the map that was like 2 map pools ago. That's pretty good for Terrans. Actually, I know how to find it. Hang on. Here we go. WardiTV, Winter Championship, NA Server Qualifier, Innovation Dark. They don't have the freaking... they don't have the freaking maps linked. Oh, there we go. Ancient Cistern. Yes, it was on the Ancient Cistern, and he won a game against Dark in a really ridiculous game on that map. Yeah, but he left because he just doesn't see the future in StarCraft 2. He'd rather do other things than grind away to be not the very best anymore, I guess, so... We have 3 RTS games to make, and some should be able to fill the SC2 size void. I don't think they can, man. As much as I want to see other RTS games succeed, you gotta kind of realize that SC2 was kind of a pretty huge thing, you know? It's definitely... It's definitely a massive task to fill what SC2 was, because SC2 really has a lot. Even now, like, the level of SC2 now is hard to fill, never mind what SC2 was, you know? Anyways, back into the actual StarCraft and what's going on here. There's a few Stalkers are going to bounce around, a couple of tanks sieged up, and it should be a good enough defense. MaxPax will play to the edge of that siege tank range, moving into position, moving back out, blinking to the low ground as we escape away from there for the moment. The Manfield Accelerator and a couple of Cyclones will continue through as well, so we bring those up. And again, the Engineering Bay on the way through. The Armory is coming online as well, so we keep getting that on the go for the moment. Bringing that online. Observer will set up. We will just see the Orbital Command going to move over to the edge. Again, Magfield coming through. The Armory coming up. Just going to be seeing the Cyclone locking on. That Observer is going to go down, so it's nice to get rid of an Observer. Remove some of the information that you can utilize here as Mixplex. Well, there's another one right there. But yeah, obviously you've got that kind of information you're gathering of just where units are at and being able to kind of, you know, preemptively make decisions. And as these Stalkers stepping forward, the tank was siege. We actually get out of there without taking too much damage. Kind of impressive. It really felt like that was going to be a much worse scenario than it was. Again, we have 2 more Cyclones, the mag field coming online. Aliens as well, building through. The orbital command is going to relocate into the center as the Stalkers are going to go pinging away onto that orbital command. Cyclones still there trying to push this back. The SCVs get shoved away as well. And coming back over and together as the gateways and the Dark Shrine come through. A couple of Zealots still coming up as well. +1 attack and charge building into place. As the Nexus coming in as well, just going to get that started up. And yeah, I mean, Hellions, Cyclones, +1 vehicle weapons, all the good stuff still kind of being brought into play here to some extent as our Stalkers get pushed back by that siege tank fire once again, shoving that the other direction. There's the Prism just going to open a few DTs, so they're going to go stepping forward as well. They're going to make their way out onto the map. Barracks flown to the bottom side as Marine, if you have noticed, has continued into factory production and is going to be playing mech here. So a mech for this game as we actually do get rid of the Prism, but DTs are going to obviously still have their impact on this. They're still going to show up and make some work happen. So Cyclones walking in, just going to push those Stalkers back around a little bit. See the DT gonna get grabbed there. Another DT in the main base coming about as well. So the Stalkers trying to come through for a siege tank. They will get it, but obviously taking a lot of fire in the process. Somehow some of those Stalkers on low HP survive. I thought so many more of those were going to be gunners. Doesn't quite happen. 2 more Cyclones, couple missile turrets coming through. +1 vehicle weapons comes up as well. Why is this best of 1? It's not actually. Maxpax is actually up a game in this best of 3. I just forgot to update the score, got distracted with Twitch chat discussions. My apologies. Need to point it out. Once again, our Forge, our +2, and our Observer still coming up. There is actually some best of 1 in this event, I'll just mention that in case we do get to it. In the lower bracket, it's best of 1 until a certain round, so it is possible that we will see some best of 1s on the stream today, but not here in the upper bracket semifinals. As the force skills drop in, I mean, MaxFax basically says, you're playing mech, which means I get to attack you non-stop until you die. And that usually does result in the mech player dying, which I think is going to be happening here. And there it is. MaxFax is going to take it to a 2-0 win, beating the mech out on this one. GG's. Alright, guys. There you have it. It is MaxFax into the upper bracket finals. Surprise, surprise. Maniskilus as Skilus beat out Raynor's Terran 2-0. It's going to be an all PvP upper bracket at this point, as I guess we can probably jump into Mana versus Skilus as well and just go into that PvP in the upper bracket semis. What we might do, guys, I think I want to end in about an hour and 20 minutes. What we might get through is just the upper bracket semi and the upper bracket finals, and we might just call it a day there. I think maybe where we go to and what we decide to do. So yeah, the lower bracket is still kind of continuing through, but there's other streams that are going to kind of take it all the way. I think I'd be pretty happy to kind of get to the upper bracket, up to the upper bracket finals or so, and then call it there. So a couple PvPs. We'll see though. Like I said, I want to do an hour and 20. If these next couple of matches are short, we'll stick around a bit longer, but I'm going to be here until about 8 PM my time, which is like an hour 15, hour 20 away. Cool. So yeah, that's what's going on. Let's run some ads because we're between games and it's going to take a moment. Trying to keep an eye on Mana to check when he goes in-game. We can jump into Maniskilus for the PvP, hopefully, very soon. Lovely. Remember when MaxFax couldn't take a map of Humarine if his life was on the line? That's probably a very interesting match history, actually, if you look back on it. MaxFax Humarine. By the way, it feels so late at night for me. It's like it's 6:45 and it feels like it's like 10 PM because I feel like we can cast. Like usually when I cast in the evenings, it's like, you know, I started like 5 or 6 p.m. So like it feels like it's like super late for me when it's really not. It's obviously super dark outside as well. I mean, my brain's a bit messed up. It is so funny, but to be fair, I mean, Hero Arena Max Pass first played in 2020, ESL Open Cup 26, Hero Arena 2-0, and then the very second, the next meeting, that meeting number 2 between them, Max Pax won 2-1, then he lost 4 in a row, won 1, lost 5 in a row, won 1, lost 5 in a row. You know, there was definitely a lot of Hero Marine dominance initially, won 1, lost 4, won 1, lost 5. Won a couple, lost 3, won 3, lost 1, won 2, lost 2. MaxPax eventually, they went back and forth a lot more for a while, and then MaxPax just on an absolute streak against Hero Marine since 2023. So all time, MaxPax is actually down on maps and down on series. So 39 to 33 is in Hero Marine's favor. But if you go to that really must be in like 2 different stories. Like if I go to date range after like after 2023, so it's 33 to 39 all time. 33 to 39 all time. It's 18 to 8 since 2023. And then if you go to 2024, 7-1. But then if we do like, say if we do like 2020 to 2023, what does that look like? 31 to 15 for Hero Marine. Yeah, there's like a, it's definitely a curve. Like the first couple of years, super Hero Marine dominated. Hero Marine was so good in TVP in that point as well. So super Hero Marine dominated, and then kind of somewhat evens out, and then super MaxPax dominated. It's kind of a wild history. Lobby's up here for Skillless and Mana, so we're gonna get this ready to go, guys. This PvP should be readying up in a moment. Oh, apparently they're not playing yet. So yeah, we're all waiting for Skillless and Mana, and apparently Skillless is playing a different tournament. So that's going to make things more confusing. I love clarity. I love knowing what's going on. Now I've got no idea what's going on. Yeah, so a little weird because that's kind of the match we're gonna go into. Huh. Now I'm like, what do we do? Yeah. Okay, I don't know. I guess we go just cast some lower bracket. I don't want to wrap up just yet. Maybe I do. Maybe I do if the upper bracket's just stopping. Maybe we just wrap up and call it quits for a bit. Because, so basically Skillless is playing another tournament. I'm not sure what they're going to do about that, but like, I mean, yeah, I'm not sure. Is Roddy doing Baby Marine Hero Marine? Baby Marine, right now he is, yeah. I think we just call it quits, guys. I think we're actually just gonna call it there. Yeah, because I feel like the bottom side of the bracket's already getting covered pretty nicely, and then yeah, if Skillless is playing like a full best of 3 against someone before he plays versus Mana, that means the top side of the bracket's gonna just take a long time. Okay, we'll just call it quits then. Apparently, so that he has got some time to play, depending on how quickly it goes, basically. So, basically, Roddy makes that decision. So we'll just jump out. I think it's a good time for us to stop, guys. Because, like I say, I think over in the lower bracket's the point where I don't really personally have, like... I think there's going to be some good matches in the lower bracket, but I'm not going to go all the way. I really had the idea of, like, stopping at the upper bracket final, and that is, now going to be delayed, so I think it just makes sense for us to call it. So thank you so much for watching, guys. Sorry to kind of change plans, but like I say, if we're just waiting around and stuff, it's not as fun. So yeah, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Anything in particular I want to add on or say? Do not really. Do check out the sponsor, Star Trek Fleet Command. We will play that on stream tomorrow, actually. So we'll be doing that on stream tomorrow. So if you want to check that out, that's !star in the chat on Twitch. I don't really have much else to add, guys. I think I'm just going to round this out and throw... I don't even have to throw ads on. I've already just ran ads like a few moments ago, actually. So yeah, probably just... Yeah, let's just jump out and call it a day, guys. Alright, alright. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I will see you all later. I'll wrap the stream, but I'll host you guys over to Roddy. He's obviously going to round it out. You guys have a good one. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.